Hello, hello, everybody. Good evening. Or no, it's not even evening, it's the afternoon. Good afternoon, we're back on our grind, we're back working. Folks, you got something on your mind? You see this prompt? You dislike what I have to say? That's okay. Let's have some dialogue. Let's communicate. Let's debate. I have the phone line open right now. Let me make this a little bit smaller there. Just adjusting the screen to make sure I can see everything well. So let me make sure I adjust the volume because last stream I felt like the callers were a little too quiet, so I'm gonna make them a little louder. It seems that how's the audio on my end? I guess let me test that out. Let me see the stream. Am I too loud? Folks, you got something on your mind? You see this prompt? You dislike what I have to say? That's okay. This is good. Let's have this is good actually. Let's communicate. Okay. Folks, if you disagree with my prompt, if you think Donald Trump is looking out for the working class, well, let me know. Just adjusting the screen to make sure and we'll have a conversation. Everything well. This is good actually. If you think Donald Trump is looking out for the working class, well, let me know. Adjusting the screen to make sure and we'll have a conversation. Everything well. All right. This is good actually. If you think Donald Trump, I'm just testing out the audio. Everything seems good on my end, folks. Donald Trump is not looking out for you, folks. Donald Trump is not looking out for the working class. We can look at the record that he had when he was president. We can look at what his promises are today. And folks, I can tell you it's not looking good. It's not looking great. It could be better, actually. It could be better. And you know we could do better, but we could probably do it without Mr. Donald J. Trump. But I know some people are going to disagree with that take, and that's okay with me. We have an opportunity right now to have that conversation. So let's do that. Come on to the stream, type in the chat, come call on to the voice line, the Google Voice, 305-209-5560. Folks, if you disagree with what I have to say and think Donald Trump is looking out for you, that's okay. We can have that debate. We can have that conversation. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Feel free to send in, feel free to call. Prime says, keep it up, buddy. Thank you very much, Primes. I appreciate it. How's your day, everybody? 15 people watching. I'm sure some of you guys disagree with this prompt. I'm sure some of you guys voted for Donald Trump. And if you vote for Donald Trump, that's perfectly fine with me. But we can have that conversation. We have that debate. There's a call-in number. You can send things into chat. Invisible Man says, hola. Hello, Invisible Man. Lav Patel says, hi. Hello, Lav Patel. Thank you for coming on to the stream. If you guys are interested, there's the call-in number. If you guys want to subscribe, if you want to support, there's the subscribe button. Also, there's a donation link in the bio in case anybody's curious. Just in case anybody's curious. In case anybody's wondering. I adjusted the audio, so hopefully the caller's a little louder and I'm not so blaringly loud on my end, which I think I fixed, considering I'm not peaking as much on the OBS. Even when I'm being loud, I can still get into the red, though, so it's good there. But folks, Donald Trump is not looking out for the working class. We can see it in the policies that he did when he was president. We can see it in the policies in where he's promising. Prime says, did not vote from Germany, still waiting for some positive development in the government. Yes, I mean, positive development would be nice. Ideally, in an ideal world, I'm completely wrong, and the working class actually going to prosper in the next few years, but based on the record, I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately. I expect more tax cuts for the rich. I expect crippling tariffs. At least that's what's being promised. I guess Mexico is getting out of the firing line because The Mexican president had one call where they pretty much just said we're doing these things that we've been doing, and Donald Trump now is just going on a victory tour being like, look at what I made the Mexicans do, folks. Look at what I made them do, folks. And that's a pretty funny thing. That's a pretty funny development, I would say. And maybe, since you're from Germany, maybe that's a lesson other world leaders need to take, is just call Donald Trump, be nice to him, compliment him, stroke his ego a little bit, and you'll probably get away with doing anything you want. Or at least you'll have the United States backing because you made the boy king happy. Invisible Man says something in Spanish. Let me go and translate it, because I'm curious. We should not have a government, he says. No, I think we need a government. I'm not an anarchist. I don't think really there's much examples of anarchy working well for anybody or existing in the real world. So I do think government's necessary, especially in the local level. Someone has to pave the road. Somebody has to make sure that the water is clean. That's my perspective, at least. Ivan says, anarchists can never answer this one question. How do we feed the people? Exactly. Ivan, have you ever heard of mutual aid? No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Stardy says, say my name, please. Well, I said your name. Mr. Stardy. Hot Tech says, praying to stop the trouble and confusion, may the people in power and its people change of mind and heart for all the people. I agree, Hot Techs. Let's stop the troubles. Let's make things good. We're in agreement. YouTube's algorithm is being a little slow to push out this stream. A little weird. Might have to restart. The vertical algorithm, I feel like, is a lot like TikTok Live's algorithm, where it just sort of just pushes you at random points. You can go from having like 0 views to suddenly 60 views to suddenly a couple hundred people watching you, 300, 400 people. It's usually the best moments. Right now there's concurrent 9, 13 viewers. But among those 9 and 13 viewers, feel free to subscribe, feel free to donate in bio, and feel free to call in if you disagree. Feel free, if you think Donald Trump is looking out for you, let's have a conversation about it, because that should be interesting. But anarchists tend to be good people regardless. Yeah, that's true. I met a lot of anarchists that are quite nice. A little bit naive, and I don't mean that in a very condescending way, but just quite literally naive, where they think, yeah, no, if we just get rid of the big government, all our problems will be fine. But then, the old folks on Social Security might disagree with that. Hell no, he isn't. I'm assuming you're saying he isn't looking out for you? Yep, I don't believe that he's looking out for you. J.W. Gersa says, so you're dependent on the government. Me personally, not necessarily, but there's a lot of elderly people on Social Security. They have a level of dependence on the government. There's a lot of people on Medicare because they're old and they need health care. They have a certain level of dependence. There's a lot of poor people on Medicaid, and as Ivan said, to a degree, we all are. We all benefit from the government existing. We all benefit from the military existing. We all benefit from infrastructure, the roads. So, yeah, JW, you in a way are dependent on the government. Invisible Man says, in Spanish, we would take care of everything, not the government taking our money. I don't know if that's the case. JW says, I'm aware of that. That's why he is turning up trade tariffs rather than tax bracket, is my understanding. Yes, but you're going to directly feel the trade tariffs, okay? Every single raw material that comes into this country, if it costs more, then suddenly construction costs more, and housing costs more. The oil that's being taxed will cost more. Making gas costs more. Making groceries costs more. We should raise taxes, not necessarily on you per se, unless you're among the top 1%, but for too long, the top 1% have had a tax code that has been written in their favor. Neoliberalism is not sort of the natural state of the world, it just is the state we've been living in for the last 4 years. Confucius says, never believe a man and a wife beater. True. Wade Wald says he likes cheese. This Russian person says he didn't, though. You can't assume anyway. Assume didn't do what? I don't exactly know what he was responding to when he said that. But I'm assuming he was responding to something that I said about Trump. Ivan says, cheese is based. Love cheese. Yes. Cheese is good. Zane says, why don't you go work for MSNBC? You know, if they offered me a show, I'd do it. Vivian says, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Vivian. The Russian person says tariffs, saying that he didn't do tariffs. Well, he's not president yet, but he's promising to do tariffs, and he promised to do tariffs during his entire campaign. J.W. Gersa says that the United States has all of the major raw materials. Why would we need to self-thrive? What are we missing? Well, sometimes that the raw materials from other places are cheaper. That's why they do it. I mean, sure, we can have a bigger industry here. I'm not against that. I'm not against targeted tariffs either. But you got to understand, if we don't currently have the infrastructure set up today, you can't just put the tariffs on day one like he was promising and then expect things to be fine. You'll see rapid rise in prices. If we want to do job creation in America, there's ways to do it without doing tariffs that are going to make everything more expensive. Under Biden, whether you like him or not, made 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. We saw historic high public and private investments into manufacturing construction, meaning that factories are literally being built, there's shovels on the ground, etc., etc., etc. So there's ways to increase our industry here without doing tariffs that are going to cripple our economy and the world economy, and frankly put more of a tax burden, or excuse me, just like an economic burden, on regular people. But I'm personally not principally against tariffs. It just has to be specific. Zane says, those numbers were wrong on manufacturing jobs. No. 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. Ivan says, also Texas won't succeed. They bellyache like Quebec, but have less of a reason to. Interesting. Passerby says, of course prices will go up if tariffs are introduced. That's the idea, to stimulate domestic production, which will lead to jobs. Passerby, if you want to stimulate domestic production, you can invest in those industries. Things like the CHIPS Act led to a lot of both public and private growth in the manufacturing sector. J.W. Gersa says, no, he had 4 years to do something. Alan says, what part of India are you from? Alan, do I sound Indian to you? J.W. Gersa says, okay, what's your take on this energy push? I'm assuming Trump's plan to drill, baby, drill. And now that would be interesting if we weren't already doing that. We have record high drilling currently. A lot of Trump supporters don't really want to recognize that, but we do. Maybe he's going to drill more. But if just drilling more was the key to lowering gas prices, then we'd be at the cheapest we'd ever seen. Hope he will turn the oil valve that's hurting the world right now by enriching people who shake it when it's closed. The oil valve is not closed. We're producing more barrels a day. I think 13 billion barrels a day. It's a historic high. I don't understand this narrative because you can easily search how much barrels of oil we're producing a day, and it's only gone up under Biden. Of course, that counters the narrative of the Republicans of drill, baby, drill, drill, baby, drill, drill, baby, drill. But in my view, the narrative is unimportant. Reality is more important. All right, the Spanish fella put some comments, so let me go ahead and translate them. Dodo J says, long live Donald Trump, long live Donald Trump. And these are the people that say that they're not in a cult. J.W. Gersa says, no, we have record high drilling under this administration. Don't forget how many different pumps this man had shut down right after he took office. Are you implying that we're currently in the Trump administration? J.W. Gersa, we're still in the Biden administration, and drilling has gone up every single year of the Biden administration. And if we have record high drill right now, then why are we recycle this trap from other countries? We are literally delivering recycled water down tar as we speak right now. J.W. Gersa, we were importing stuff under Donald Trump as well in the first term, things like oil, etc., 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 were producing more than what was being produced under Donald Trump. It's just a fact. You can look up barrels of oil produced year by year, and you will see the answer. 253 area code. What's on your mind?
I don't know. I'm working a dead-end job over here in Washington State.
Yep.
Wondering what the stream's about.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a political debate stream talking about Donald Trump's upcoming presidency. My main claim is that it's not going to help regular people. Will most likely hurt folks like you and me. We have his record to look at, and we have his promises that he's currently promising to do also to reference. Is there any particular question you got on the mind?
Yeah, you got the family you're going to this Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very
I find
cool.
politics usually get in the way of it, so I see, political stream on Thanksgiving. I'm like, damn, that doesn't seem like a very fun thing to be doing, but
Yeah, well, it's the afternoon. We're gonna eat later today, and yeah. All right, well.
Right on. Well, what are your main points and how he's not going to benefit us? My biggest thing that I see, and I'm honestly not going to take any stance here on who I believe would have been a better candidate or how I think the country should be shaping its image, but I will ask, what are your big counter arguments to Trump and improving the economy?
I mean, sure, we can look at his record. His biggest legislative accomplishment when he was president was a tax cut for the rich. The 2017 tax bill saw 83% of the benefits go to the top 1%, increased the deficit dramatically because he cut revenue. He was trying to cut the Affordable Health Care Act, trying to take health care away from 30 or so million people, but was stopped because John McCain said no. Right now, he's promising a new tax bill which will actually increase taxes on the 95% of all earners. Only the top 5% get a tax cut. That's no good. He made a few good promises in 2016, which I can give credit for, particularly that he's going to bring the manufacturing jobs back, that he's going to do an infrastructure plan, that the trade deals are bad and he's going to get rid of it, and that nobody during his administration would die because of lack of health insurance. Now, the thing is, those things that I can give him credit for are things that he ultimately failed at. We saw 200,000 manufacturing jobs go away under his presidency. We did not see an infrastructure plan. We saw a symbolic infrastructure week. The trade deals, I'll give him credit. He shot down the TPP, credit where credit's due. But when he renegotiated NAFTA and he put the USMCA, it was pretty much just NAFTA with provisions from the TPP. And of course, people died because of lack of health care during his presidency, because about 68,000 people per year die because of our current healthcare system. Now he's promising to do tariffs, and tariffs are inflationary. The countries don't pay tariffs, but consumers do. So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to know where he's actually going to help people.
Yeah. No, that was something I was thinking too, and just the one point of tariffs, because I honestly try to stay out of politics as much as I can, just because of how, I guess, intense both sides are at this point. Yeah. It's really just annoying. I don't find a lot of time for it because it doesn't bring me much. But yeah, when it comes to the tariffs, I've always thought, that's trickle-down economics. That's something that we're going to see affecting mainly consumers at the end result, because those prices are only going to be reflected in the cost of the product at the end of the road than, the country. It's not like you're putting a tax on a particular country. Mm-hmm. You're putting it on the regular people. Good.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing. I mean, look, if there was things that Donald Trump was going to do good, I would give credit. I gave credit to his promises. I think that the first step back was decent. I don't think it was solely Donald Trump that did it, but now he's talking about executing anybody that deals drugs. Hold on 1 second. 1 moment. I'm going to switch to you next after I finish this conversation with the other guy, but stay on the line. You're going to be on hold, all right?
All right.
All right. But coming back, I think we're mainly in agreement, though. We just want to see good things for good people. And ultimately, the promises that Donald Trump has campaigned on, in my view, just doesn't do that. There's no economic benefit. People want to see lower prices, but he's not going to do deflation, you know? So.
Right.
Since we're mostly
a weird bit you said,
yeah.
too. He was saying something about executing drug dealers?
Yes, he's talked about executing drug dealers. So when he referenced how apparently China does it, and he wants to do it. Which I don't know if China's the best, reference of government to emulate, but that's what he's been going on about. And it kind of clashes with the idea of the First Step Act and criminal justice reform. But of course, the Republicans have moved away from that, and they're solely focused on being more tough on crime. But since we're mainly in agreement, I don't want to take up too much of your time. There's somebody on the line on hold, so any final comments?
No final comments. I was going to ask you a question about what you thought would be progressive policies to tackle homelessness and being as it's a major issue in Washington, but
I'll quickly respond to that. I think one of the best ways we deal with just the housing crisis in general is to make housing more affordable, and I think this is not really that controversial to say. Pretty much anybody in wherever side of the debate would agree on this, is that if we increase housing supply to meet the demand, because we have so much demand for housing but not enough supply, if we simply just meet demand, ideally surpass it, we would see a lowering of prices. Now, the issue comes with people who want housing costs to be more expensive because they see housing as an investment and not necessarily some place to live, but that is a bit more of an issue that will be sort of sorted out at the city council meetings, you know what I mean? But my main thing is build more affordable housing, period. You know what I'm saying? So, build more housing. All right. Well, I thank you for your time. Appreciate you calling in. Have a good day.
Hey, you too, man.
Yep. 760 area code. You're on the line.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. So where did you go to college? I don't know much about you. I just kind of stumbled across your channel.
I went to college in Florida, but
nice.
Which university I don't think is that most important. But what's your question?
No, it doesn't matter. What degree did you get?
Political science.
Political science, poli-sci. Mm-hmm. Right on. And what do you do for work with that political science degree?
I work in education.
Education?
Yeah.
Do you teach like middle school, high school? You don't have to give me any huge
I teach all kind of schools, but
period.
I'm just kind of curious where this line of questions going to go to. We can kind of skip ahead.
Sure. Well, it seems like I notice a lot of people that get paid by the government seem to want bigger government.
Wait, one moment. I'm going to keep you on the line, but I'm going to put you on hold. I'll put you in after.
Good.
Right, so you're saying that people that get paid by the government want bigger government. I mean, for me, it's not about whether or not government is bigger or government is smaller. It's about if government's efficient, right? And the way that we've been doing things, constant deregulation, constantly writing the tax code in favor of the top 1%, is not necessarily beneficial. Let's say we get rid of all government and then everybody lives in a sort of feudal society run by a lord with corporate connections. I don't think that that's much better, but we would have much smaller government, right? So, particularly with Donald Trump, why I say his presidency will hurt you is because of his policies, as I mentioned earlier. His tax code was written to exclusively benefit the top 1%. 83% went to the top 1%. He cut revenues, but he didn't necessarily make government smaller. He increased spending on things like the military.
27%?
Yeah, some went to the rest of us, but the lowest bracket got about $70 in tax cuts, which that goes away in one grocery store shopping trip. And then the second lowest bracket was like maybe like 200 or so, and that encompassed half of all working people. Now we don't necessarily need to cut revenue in a way that's going to increase the deficit, but they did do that because it ultimately benefits himself, his donors. Same thing with the Bush tax cuts, and same thing with the tax cuts that's going to come in the future, where they found is going to increase taxes on 95% of the population, except for the top 5%.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gotcha. So under Trump, did you notice that groceries were cheaper and gas was cheaper, or was that just me?
Are you claiming that they went down from, say, Obama? There was deflation?
No, I'm saying that gas was objectively cheaper and groceries were
Cheaper than currently
cheaper.
right now.
Yeah, than under Biden.
It was. But the way inflation works is gas was more expensive then than it was in 2000, and gas was more expensive then than it was in the 90s, right? So right now, gas went up during inflation. Wait, hold on. Gas went up during inflation in the post-COVID, post-supply chain crisis, etc. Gas went up, and then it did come down. I'm sure you want it lower, and that's fine. But the way we approach that is maybe by dealing with the oil companies who export much of the gas and put it more towards the United States. But that's not really a question that Donald Trump is willing to tackle there. In fact, Donald Trump wants to raise gas prices.
Sure. I think I've gotten maybe like 15 seconds of questioning. Do you think you could give me like maybe 60 seconds of my own?
Well, this is my stream, so I'm going to run it however I want. You're putting up concerns, and I'm addressing that thing. Okay. You're mad. 360 area code. What's on your mind? 360 area code. You're on. Hello.
Hello, this is Chuck from Longview, Washington, calling in here. I wanted to talk about the, you were talking about the land use issue with the affordable housing.
That's, yeah. What about it particularly?
So one of the things I'm interested in talking about, and I call a lot of radio shows and stuff like that and talk about this specific issue, how local policymakers can, I think that you were talking about housing being a commodity, supply and demand concept. I think you're right on, the more supply, the better the cost. So have you noticed in your local area any commercial buildings that just sit there for years and years and years vacant?
Yes. Yep, I'm telling you, I see. I mean, there was like a massive building being built in my area that had essentially like some code issues and ended up just not being used. It looks pretty much fully constructed. It looks beautiful and big, has a big piece of land around it, but it has been unused for years. Real quick, hold on, someone's calling in. I'm going to put them on hold.
Okay.
Hello, you're on hold. I'm going to let you speak, but I'm going to continue with this guy first, okay?
Okay.
Real quick, before we continue our conversation, I see the chatter that called in earlier wouldn't let me talk longer than 10 seconds each. Typical teacher who gets their money from the government. Murda Inc. If your whole goal is to vilify teachers, I mean, that's on you. You were having concerns, and I was answering your concerns, and you were demanding longer speaking time, and this is my stream. If you want to talk, say whatever bullshit you want, run your own stream, my friend. It's a real easy thing. And Zane says this dude's idol is Alan Lichtman. I'm not a fan of Alan Lichtman, actually. I think he's a little annoying. But 360 area code, you were saying.
Yeah, I saw. I listened to the first 10 seconds of that previous caller, and I knew right where this is going, and I was like, I don't want to hear that. But anyway, something that I think that I would like to encourage people to go out there and encourage their local policymakers to take a look at these vacant commercial buildings with no use, little use, underutilized or whatever, and convert that to high-density residential zoning, and 100%. You can do that. I would have liked to have seen the federal government give some incentive to local government to do that. I think that could be a carrot that helps drive that. Of course, that means there's going to have to be some retro updating of the interior of the building, plumbing, electrical, etc. That kind of thing's gonna, because you're converting a a commercial use into a housing use. So you got more turds going down the toilet, more shower water, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So that'll cause a little bit of a burst of construction in economic activity in the local areas.
Yes.
I think that's, and I don't see anything partisan about that, by the way.
And I agree. I agree. It is like the most nonpartisan thing. And if you talk to regular people on the streets, especially in the local politics scene, which I participate in, people will agree with you. But what's so interesting is, we have a very partisan right-wing chat right now that's very upset because someone dares disagree with him. And I see this person, Zane, says, see, if you're liberal, he lets you speak. No, it's because this gentleman is actually talking about solutions. Meanwhile, the last gentleman wanted to go down a dialogue tree trying to set up a big debate point about how, everybody that works for the government is actually a bunch of moochers and they actually want bigger government because they're just evil and dumb or whatever. This person, Steppin' Longer, says, convert commercial to residential with my tax money? For who? Steppin' Longer, what would you rather have your tax money go to? Building weapons for Donald Trump to sell to Saudi Arabia? Or maybe, so that your community actually has affordable housing for you and your family and your neighbors, and in general, strangers you don't know, but should probably care about, right?
See,
but
it's only a problem. It's only a problem though if community development block grant funds go out to if it's divvied out by a Republican president. Oh, that's fine because they're helping people. But somehow it becomes communism and socialism if the Democrats do it, and it's the same kind of nonsense that the Fox News debt clock that was rolled out every time there's a stinking Democratic president.
Administration,
but somehow. Yeah, they don't care about the debt. This is why the MAGA people are just so phony, and they're not really fiscally conservative. That's what that used to be about, but now it's just I'm going to try to the best I can for the next 4 years and enjoy watching this presidency fail one more time. I wish that voters would have listened to George Bush, who said that fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, don't get fooled again. All right, I'm out.
Yep. All right, thank you for your time. All right, I'm just going to respond to chat before I go into this guy real quick. This person says, why don't you come together to your community and build things? Why should tax dollars build affordable housing? Mufasa, I don't think you understand how, one, expensive housing is, and number two, coming together to your local government and try to get this shit done. Lee Diz says, how about we keep our own money and not pay so many in taxes? Lee Diz, we're going to pay taxes either way. The question is, how is taxes going to be allocated? Why are you so against tax money being allocated to your community, to your friends, to your family, to your neighbors to make sure there's affordable housing for their children when they become adults and want to move out? Why are you against that? How could you be against that when you guys support wars overseas? Let's see here. Let's go up. Our community or illegal aliens? Do you think if there's affordable housing, only illegal aliens are going to get the affordable housing? Or do you think maybe poor Americans are also going to be getting housing? Nathan Abner says, you think Democrats are going to give you affordable housing? No. I know Democrats, especially on the local level. They don't do shit. You got to go, whether you're a Democrat or Republican and independent, and demand it. And you got to work towards it. All right, let's go down here. All right. JW Gersa says, OMG, get your shit together, man. Hold on. 413, all right. Hello, 413. I'm going to put you in after this next caller, all right?
Okay.
All right. 646 area code, you're on. Hello.
Hello.
You're on, man. What's on your mind?
Hello?
Hello, what's on your mind? Can you hear me?
Yes. I called yesterday. I announced to you and your viewers that I'm a DACA recipient.
Yes.
Now, for the 40 years that I resided in this country, from my experience, personal experience, that I've been involved in institutions such as public school system or workforce places. how everything that I witness, how society is constructed, focused on this type of capitalism.
Yeah.
And it's all funneled down to just, it seems to be, from personal experience, that everybody treats each other aggressively, mean-spirited, and people are just climbing on top of each other, trying to any way necessary just to chase that dollar.
Yep.
At the expense of others' emotions. And if an individual has a situation, a problem, or they seem to be in need of help, they just are brushed aside, shunned, reprimanded, things like that. And
yeah, no, I'm in full agreement with you, man. It's unfortunate that people, particularly on the conservative side, they turn their aggression and their anger, and people have a right to be angry, I understand that, but they turn it to the wrong people. And, for example, this guy here in chat says, want more housing, report your illegal neighbors to ICE, new house for rent on the block. Michael, I think it's important to emphasize, the undocumented folks are not the big investment companies buying up housing to rent it and make you, Michael, and people like you, permanent renters for life, because to own a house is going to be expensive, and it's making the whole market go up. Undocumented people are not BlackRock. And as you were saying, caller, people got to come together around some similar interests, because my prompt here says the Trump presidency will hurt you. It's not just going to hurt you, it's going to hurt me, it's going to hurt your children, it's going to hurt your family, friends, and neighbors in your community. Because if we have a government which is exclusively for the top 1%, if you have a government that ignores the workers and prioritizes the boss, then yes, everybody's going to be hurt. Everybody will be hurt. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that many people are lining up to essentially get smacked in the ass by their oligarchs. But, you were here for 40 years, you said. I think that
I've been residing 40 years, 40 years.
Yeah.
I almost missed the DACA in 2013, I believe. If I was born on that month, if I was born in July, if I was born on June when President Obama made that announcement at the lawn, in front of all those reporters, then I would have been aged out. That month that I was born in July saved me.
Really?
It saved me. I could have lost it. Now I'm 44.
This is why it matters, man. This is why it matters who's going to be the president. Because some people have told me, these people that want to pretend like, actually politics doesn't matter. Politics, it's so distant and far away. No, there are people right now that have been living in this country, that have been working, that have been benefiting the economy. And anybody that's going after immigrants can go, honestly, fuck himself. Because the research shows that immigration, whether we're talking about Hispanics, whether we're talking about Irish, Germans, Italians, whoever, all these waves of immigration see economic prosperity come to America. The only group that's hurt is the people without without a high school degree. And there are ways to help those people that aren't just going after people that have been building this country for decades, right? So presidents do matter. Stories like yours are examples of presidential politics having positive impact. And all these people that are out here going to experience the inflation, all of them, that's an example of the inflation from the tariffs. That's an example of presidential politics affecting us. And what this is all about is just communicating. Essentially, people like you and the people like in chat that are conservatives, but also the people that are liberals or progressives in the chat, we're all pretty much on the same team, whether they want to realize it or not. And until they do, well, they're going to just keep helping the people that are screwing them, But
right.
Any, final points? Because we've been at this for about 11 minutes or so.
The question is at hand is how mean and aggressive will this president be at this juncture in terms of marginalizing people who are marginalized.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, he seems eager to go after the communities that he wanted to go after in his first term, the Hispanics, the immigrants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he's going to be aggressive on that. But what's interesting on the foreign policy front is he announced these very intense tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, 45% of trade coming into America. And that would undoubtedly raise prices on all the different goods coming from China and Canada and Mexico. The cheap goods from China, the lumber from Canada, the oil from Mexico, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what's almost a good lesson is the left-wing president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. At the moment, it seems like the tariffs are not going to be affecting Mexico because she made a call which pretty much just reiterated what policies Mexico is already doing, and that made the man-child-in-chief happy, I guess. And he was like, we win, we did an amazing win, Mexico didn't have to do anything, Trump is getting to celebrate, everybody's happy. So maybe that's a lesson for the folks involved in foreign policy, the other nations, that maybe all you gotta do with this guy is stroke his ego a little bit, and then he's gonna let you do whatever the hell you want to do. So that's nice, I guess. No tariffs on Mexico, at least for now. But of course, with Donald Trump, he's erratic, and that can change at any moment. But as far as I understand, still there's going to be tariffs on Mexico and China. But we'll see what happens. But thank you for your call. Thank you for coming back on. And I hope you enjoyed my content, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
413 area code. You are online. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been hearing about things are going to be worse with Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to sit this one down with you.
Yeah.
I live in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Inflation and taxes have gone crazy high.
Yes.
Now I work in Vermont, you know, and things are really expensive over here.
Yes.
And I can't explain how can you even try to say that we're going to live a wrong life with Trump. Trump made it easy and equally for everybody.
I disagree with that, and I can explain exactly what's going to... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me take this. You're on hold now. I'll pull you in next person, okay? Thank you. But I can explain specifically how he's going to hurt regular people. He's going to make it harder to unionize. He's going to make it... He's going to cut... Excuse me, hold on. I can explain specifically on what he's going to do that's going to hurt regular folks. He's going to make it harder to unionize. That was his record in his first administration. He's going to not... He's going to potentially cut things like the CHIPS Act, which is a massive investment into manufacturing job creation. So that's going to hurt job growth in that industry, potentially stall it. He's going to do the tariffs, which are going to directly increase prices. It's essentially a tax on us. And if his plan got in, there was research that found it would bring $3,000 to $4,000 of new cost. His tax policy was his biggest achievement in his first term, and that was a tax cut for the rich. 83% went to the top 1%. Meanwhile, revenue was cut dramatically, and he increased spending on things like the military, so we saw the deficit increase. You know, a lot of conservatives say they care for the deficit. If they care for the deficit, they should be concerned with the Donald Trump administration. And his new tax plan is significant because it's going to increase taxes on 95% of earners and only cut taxes for the top 5%. So we're being promised inflationary tariffs. We're being promised more taxes for 95% of Americans, and of course tax cuts for the rich. And he wants to do a labor shortage with the mass deportations. And when you have a labor shortage, you cannot, because people are like, well, okay, if we do the tariffs, then we're still going to be producing, right? We're going to encourage domestic production. Well, now he wants to do mass deportations, which is found by right-wing sources. Reason Magazine is a conservative paper, not liberal whatsoever. And they were saying that it's going to cause a massive labor shortage, And with a massive labor shortage, production will not meet, or demand will not meet, supply will not meet demand, and things will get more expensive that way. So there's layers upon layers of how things are going to be more expensive for the rest of us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the part is that for all of that to go through, you think that the people are going to let him go through something when they can stand up for it? You know,
I mean, the
right now,
regular folks like me and you don't have a vote in the Senate or the Congress.
We don't, but we put mass people putting mass pressure on these corporates. You know,
One moment.
Worked.
I'm gonna put you on, but you're on hold for now. I'll put you on afterwards, okay?
Thanks.
Sorry, you were saying. Someone was calling in.
Where they did it, it's right now. We have a lot of problems outside the United States too.
I agree that there's a lot of problems.
Kamala lose the presidency was the genocide.
Oh no, I'm fully agree with you. I completely break from Joe Biden's position when it comes to Israel. He's wrong. He's genocidal. I agree with you. The issue is that Donald Trump says that Joe Biden has gone too far in blocking Israel's capability to do their genocide. So Donald Trump wants Israel unleashed. And we saw in his first term, he let Sheldon Adelson write his Israel foreign policy, where he illegally gave the Golan Heights to Israel, which is Syrian territory, where he moved the embassy to Jerusalem, kicking the Palestinians out of the conversation, making tensions worse. And now he's saying Israel's doing nothing wrong, and they're going to be able to do whatever the hell they want with his administration. With Kamala, for all her flaws, and she should have broke from Biden completely, in my view. Of course, there's going to be right-wing chatters that disagree. But there was some reporting that she wanted to replace the war hawks in the Biden administration with people that not of that mindset. Donald Trump's going to continue Biden's policy on Israel. He supported a genocide in Yemen. Pretty much the same situation, a bigger country attacking a smaller country. And it's not even equal. It's a genocide. And he was given the chance to stop selling it. Bernie Sanders and Mike Lee, a conservative, actually sent him a bill from Congress, passed the Senate, passed the House, to stop the sale of weapons. And he continued to sell weapons.
That's the truth. Because I've been seeing Bernie Sanders is the only one that I see here and watch a lot of reels of going against Israel and the sales of ammunition and whatever they need to continue that genocide. So, 100%. But at the same time, listen, after when Trump was president, everybody thought that we were going to go through hell.
Yeah.
This man may say something now just to please some people, but his actions are different. See, my bills were in certain level, and my income were higher.
Yeah.
And right now, if he comes and try to put a plan on us, he's going to try to find a way that our income must be higher than our bills.
Yeah,
for real.
Because I don't believe that he has any plans for that. I mean, his only plans economically are tariffs that are inflationary, that's going to raise prices directly, and more tax cuts for the rich that are going to increase taxes on us.
Okay, he's raising tariffs on Mexico because Mexico ain't doing nothing with the cartel.
They are doing something, and now he's not gonna be doing it on Mexico anymore. He announced that he's not, simply because he had a phone call with the.
We can flatten any mountain in any country, but we cannot stop the incoming of drugs. You must understand.
A lot of drugs are coming from legal ports of entry, number one. And number two, he just did a phone call with the president of Mexico, and it seems that the tariffs are not going to be affecting Mexico anymore, simply because Mexico reiterated what they are currently doing to stop the cartels, to deal with immigration, etc., etc., etc. And now Donald Trump's doing a victory lap, acting like he did something, when it was already existing Mexican policy that he's now satisfied with. We still will see tariffs on places like Canada and China, though, and that will also be inflationary.
Well, with Canada, the only thing that I see that we get from Canada, really, and for what I read, we only get, what, gas?
No, there's more. We can go through like a broader list of their imports. but we get things like timber. We get wood from them, and that's a big part of construction. The moment you put a tariff on timber, then we're going to see housing prices increase even more because housing construction is going to be even more expensive to do. So that's not good.
No, but the only thing that we get from them is right now, from what I'm seeing, is crude petroleum gas, and other commodities, and refined petroleum. That's the only thing that we get from Canada.
But that's not the only thing. They are 15% of our entire trade. And if he does put a tax on petroleum and oil, that's going to increase gas prices. Now, Canada imports or exports, but it imports to us things like cars as well, the materials for cars, the parts for cars.
At least he's in favor, and I'm glad that he's in favor, joining on with Tesla and having the electric cars. Electric cars is a good commodity. It really, I have one, and it really runs good. You know,
I agree. Electric cars are good. 100%.
They're really good. Electric cars are a lot more better than having these because gas is going down, and we lost already the petrol dollar. So we're trying to keep the same amount of money. They're trying to keep the same amount of money up high, but it started with the Democratic Party, and it's sad to say, but yeah, it started with them.
What exactly started with Democrats? I'm just curious, just to clarify.
Excuse me?
What started with the Democrats? Just to clarify.
Well, all the inflation was started with them because it didn't start with him. He had the lowest inflation there was.
Well, no, he actually didn't have the lowest inflation. Obama had lower inflation per year than he did. Actually, Obama had like 1 year of deflation, but that was after the recession. But he did have lower inflation in general throughout his years. It's not like Donald Trump had crazy inflation, but we still did have inflation. Now, there was global inflation. Biden didn't press the inflation button, but Biden definitely didn't do enough about it. Now, he did the Inflation Reduction Act, which did see a decrease in inflation directly after that. Wages have surpassed inflation at the current moment. Now, I don't think that's good enough. In times of crisis, you can't do decent. You need to do great. So I don't give Biden much credit there. But that is just the fact of the matter. Now, Donald Trump, again, he will just increase inflation. If he puts a tariff on petroleum, that will increase gas prices directly. If he puts it on wood, that will increase housing costs and increase the cost of constructing literally everything. But you're not gonna. There's no plan for deflation under Donald Trump, and there's no actual plan to handle inflation. Every single thing in his agenda will make inflation worse.
Well, right now, we all assuming, right, and we haven't seen his actions.
Well, I mean, we're looking at the policies he's proposing, and we have a record. He's a very pro-corporate guy. I remember seeing this line that much of the inflation, about nearly half of all the inflation, was simply optional. It didn't need to occur, but it was corporations doing greedflation, doing price gouging. And Donald Trump, with a pro-corporate record, putting the richest man in the world essentially in his inner circle. Elon's now talking about getting rid of the Consumer Protection Financial Bureau. So you can safely assume that they're going to have a very pro-corporate cabinet, a very pro-corporate agenda, and they're going to let business do whatever the hell they want. So they're not even going to handle nearly half of the cause of inflation, which was corporate greed. So in that way as well.
Due to the fact that we're having a lot of problems right now,
yes,
and everybody's desperate. We're in the brink. In the brink. If this was another Democratic Party running for the next 4 years with Kamala Harris, there was going to be a lot of mass. Let's call it like this. Everybody would have rised up. And when they saw that it was going up higher and higher.
Well, the prices weren't going up higher and higher. I got to keep it real with you. If you're trying to say that the inflation has gotten worse, it's gone down since the Inflation Reduction Act passed. And if you're saying that it would be worse under Kamala Harris based on what? She wanted to do policies like increasing housing supply, building 3 million new homes, which, if you increase supply to meet demand, will lower prices.
We're like having a lot of housing problems right now. You know how
We are
many
having
families
housing problems. Yeah.
Are homeless in Vermont?
I agree that there are housing problems, but that is because of companies like BlackRock and investors buying up housing and making it more expensive.
A lot of programs went to the immigrants. Come on.
No, it's not because of the immigrants. Immigrants don't run BlackRock. Immigrants don't run BlackRock, my friend. It's the investor class, the class that's directly going to benefit under Donald Trump, that's going to continue doing what they've been doing, continue buying up all the homes and making the rest of the American population permanent renters and making even rents go up and, of course, housing costs go up. It's going to become a very exclusive club to even own a house soon. And Donald Trump, in his pro-business record, is not going to do anything to stop him. Can you please tell me any policy that Donald Trump is going to do that's deflationary?
Well, he has to fix the problem of immigration, and we do believe that immigration, there's too many people now that he brought.
So, okay, he does. Say he does mass deportation. Say he does mass deportation. There's actually Reason Magazine, a right-wing source, not liberals whatsoever, that said if he does his mass deportation plan, number one, it's going to be expensive to do. It's going to be a massive government program. It's going to be super costly, and he's going. And then there's also going to be a massive labor shortage in key industries like agriculture, where 40% of workers in agriculture are undocumented immigrants, like construction. And now food's going to be even more expensive because, again, if supply does not meet demand, prices will go up.
Yeah, but the whole situation is, and I'm going to let you know right now, buddy, is that a lot of people right now are suffering.
I agree. I don't deny that. Biden should have done more. He didn't.
Housing without having nothing. All the programs went to the immigrants.
No, they did not go to the immigrants. They did not go to the immigrants. How did the CHIPS Act go to the immigrants?
Yeah, all the money goes over there.
The CHIPS Act went to the immigrants?
Money for...
Listen, I'm not saying Democrats... Let's be clear. I'm not saying Democrats did enough. But what I'm saying is that the policies that they did pass did not just go to the immigrants. That's a preposterous claim, brother. The CHIPS Act went directly into the manufacturing of factories, went into creating manufacturing jobs. The IRA had things like caps on insulin, $35 if you're a Medicare recipient. There was not enough. They wanted to do Build Back Better, but conservatives blocked that, including conservatives in the Democratic Party. But Biden should have been more ambitious. He was no Franklin Roosevelt. He was not even a Lyndon Johnson. And Donald Trump is promising to be neither of those gentlemen. He's promising to be another Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but what happened in South Carolina and North Carolina and Georgia when they needed the money from FEMA and they didn't have it?
Well, there was money sent from FEMA. If you want a conversation about increasing funding to FEMA, that's perfectly fine. Will Donald Trump increase funding to FEMA when he wants Elon Musk there specifically to cut government programs? And if you are one of these pro-corporate guys, which Donald Trump is, what is your financial incentive, because he works on financial incentive, to actually keeping the programs that benefit people instead of cutting them when he has a history of doing that? He was trying to get 30 million people off their health insurance when he tried to get rid of the ACA.
Yeah, but the whole situation is like I'm saying. All of the money, you know, if a person goes and says, hey, I need money from food stamp, they'll give them $300. Now, a person that goes, let's say, from another country comes down here, and I'm not talking bad about it because my wife is an immigrant, you know,
yes.
She's an Egyptian.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You understand? But as I'm like saying, like we in Puerto Rico said, you're undressing one saint to dress the other one.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
well, the thing is, the narrative that you're pushing, though, is not true, that immigrants are getting all the benefits of the Biden policies. I think Biden should have done more, but things like the American Rescue Plan and the CHIPS Act and the Infrastructure Reduction Act and the Child Tax Credit, et cetera, went to American citizens. Now, again, there needs to do more. That's my criticism of Biden. He did not do a New Deal. He did not do a Great Society. But when you expand Medicaid, that affects Americans. What Donald Trump is doing is promising to cut programs that benefit the people and increase taxes on 95% of us. So, yeah.
Biden was a puppet, and Biden didn't make any decisions.
Okay, you can feel however you want to feel about Biden, but the CHIPS Act passed, right? $250 billion in general of public and private investments into manufacturing, meaning the creation of manufacturing jobs, 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, an infrastructure program. All those things happened under Biden, whether you feel like Biden was a puppet or not, it happened. Now, Donald Trump promised to do an infrastructure plan in 2016, and he didn't. He did Infrastructure Week. He promised to get rid of the bad trade deals. I agree with Donald Trump that NAFTA and the TPP were bad. But then what he did was do the USMCA, which was essentially just NAFTA with provisions from the TPP. He was doing this whole trade war to try to lower the trade deficit. He increased the trade deficit during his presidency. He has not done any of the economic populist stuff he's claiming he wants to do, and all he's done is benefit the top 1%. Are you supportive of his plan that will increase taxes on 95% of people and lower taxes for the top 5%?
Yeah, but the truth is right now, and is what I'm seeing, right? When Donald Trump was over here, every company was investing in their own company and hiring more people. Because
there was 200,000 manufacturing jobs were lost under Donald Trump.
Working with by the time that Obama was president. Now I'm working for this company that makes pie.
Yeah.
So working for this pie company, they were like not giving hours. They were withholding hours because they were afraid. They didn't know how the economy was going. Yes. Right?
Okay.
Right after 2 years that I started working there, and then here comes Donald Trump and wins. Now all these companies are investing, making the company bigger, buying other companies.
I can't speak to your anecdote, but there are other people that make anecdotes saying that the moment Donald Trump got elected, their manufacturing company, their small manufacturing company, had to suddenly buy a year of different things like the materials and supplies they need to do their job, because if the tariffs go through, getting all those things are going to be more expensive, and therefore producing things will be more expensive. So they had to withhold things like the Christmas benefits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like there are anecdotes across the country, but under Donald Trump, 60% of people were living paycheck to paycheck. But under Joe Biden, 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. These two guys are not fundamentally solving the issues at the core of the economy. They're not solving neoliberalism. And Donald Trump, but I would say with Joe Biden, I can give credit. He surprised me with some of these like more pro-worker policies he was doing, like having a pro-worker National Labor Relations Board, like having Lena Khan stopping monopolies, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what Donald Trump is doing is promising to be George W. Bush 2.0. He's promising a fourth term of George W. Bush. He's promising a however long it's been of another term of Ronald Reagan. And what we're going to see is more tax cuts for the bosses. Sure, the market's going to do well. There's going to be hella stock buybacks. But in the stock market, 50% of all the money made is going to the top 1%. The top 1% and the top 0.1% will do phenomenally well. But the regular people won't, especially when you're doing tariffs that's going to be on our ass. You're going to do tax cuts that's going to raise taxes on 95% of the people. Trickle-down economics just does not work, my friend. But we've been going at this for a while, and there is somebody waiting. So I do kind of want to move on to them.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people going solar, right? And this is my last thing. Everybody was going solar.
Okay.
And they will go to your house and offer you, we're going to give it free. This is on Biden's watch. We're going to give you solar panels for free, right? And you only have to...
I did not have anybody come up and do that, but I'm assuming some people probably experienced that, sure.
Yeah, and guess what? The old house owner has to stay with those solar panels for from 20 to 30 years, right? And the majority are elderly.
Okay.
And if you try to sell that house, right, the other person must qualify.
Okay.
You see, and then who's making the money?
Well, I don't know who are these people that are going around door to door asking to put solar panels on your roof for free, and they're putting you in this trap. I don't think this is a government program based on what you're describing, because I've personally never experienced it. If this was true, I don't know if this is your personal anecdote, but my personal anecdote is nobody's come and offered to give me free solar panels. But we've been at this for 30 minutes, and there is somebody on the line, so I want to give them their time. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you, sir.
Okay, have a good one. Nice chatting with you.
Yes. 270 area code. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, Nathan? I want to say first off, man, I just ran into your show, and I want to say bravo.
Thank you, sir.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
I'm a director myself, and I work for a news outlet, and it's never easy bringing that information to the people. I'm an infantry vet myself, and you know, I'm always looking for good leadership. My question for you is this: with your insight and your knowledge of what is to come or what we should brace for, what are your plans in place as an American? what exactly are you planning to do with knowing all of this is going to happen and might happen? Excuse me. How do you go about preparing for your next step, whether you're a family-owned business, whether you're just a working American blue collar?
Well, that's an interesting question. For me personally, what I'm planning on doing is, of course, I'm just like everybody else. I'm going to continue working in my regular job. That's sometimes it feels like that's all we can do. But I am working on the YouTube grind. These streams are actually really beneficial to the channel. To get monetized on YouTube, you need to reach 4,000 watch hours, and these streams actually do real well at collecting watch hours, better than regular videos do, like almost ever. And I've seen a rapid growth there. So, I mean, hopefully that can be a secondary income stream. As for...
I tell you what, this interaction with your audience, man, it ain't all good, but it's not all bad either.
Definitely.
So you have something here, man, and I would tell you continue doing it. You know, regardless of what the haters say, it's hard to stay positive in a negatively charged world. But, you know, keep doing the right thing, Nathan. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. And enjoy the show. Thank you,
sir. And, I mean, I love the haters in the chat because they're the people that watch, you know what I'm saying? So they get the numbers up.
But it's good to keep good people near you, too.
Definitely.
It's good to, you know, it ain't always easy, but thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right. Hello. 347 area code. What's on your mind?
I saw your stream on YouTube. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing perfectly fine. Was just arguing with people in your comment section about tariffs. Just had to make it very clear. Not going to be good for us. I don't know why everyone is. Oh fuck! I'm losing my train of thought.
But hold on. Let me put someone on hold real quick. One moment.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull you in soon, but I'm just gonna put you on hold for now. All right. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Just, do you think there's a way to, what do you do? This is you do this regularly?
I'm trying to do the streams. I've been doing the streams pretty regular, actually. I'm pretty consistent with it. But I do the YouTube channel, trying to build that up. Trying to make a career out of it. For now, of course, I do have a regular job like many people in the YouTube game do. And,
I see. Do you do this to, educate the people? Do you do this to, change people's minds?
I mean, hopefully there's some people that will watch it. Maybe they are in the MAGA camp and hear another perspective, because that's the thing. I think people are lacking hearing the other perspective. For me, I don't really lack that because, I'm literally pulling on the other perspective into these streams. But I think it is generally beneficial to have what I have, my view, my on the policies just out there,
Yeah. Do you think, going forward, how do you think that we could maybe actually I think I have a better question. Never mind.
Yeah.
What do you think are your like main ideological leanings, like a bias you have perhaps?
Yeah, I'm a progressive. I'm on the left. I would still say a capitalist. I would say social democrat, so that's still fundamentally capitalist. You know, I like people like Bernie. I like people like Roosevelt, you know.
As I guess further, do you think that there will be, at least in this election going forward, we just got like demolished in every single, the House, Senate, presidency, there was a whole sweep.
Yeah.
Do you think that this will be an optimal time to maybe reclaim the Democratic Party?
Absolutely. I'm actually happy that you asked that question, because for anybody that's like left-leaning in chat or Democrats in chat that are not happy with how things are going, look into joining your local and state Democratic Party. Because I'm going to keep it so real. A lot of people that are in there have been there for a while. And if we have more regular people there, more working people, that's the key. We need people with a working class perspective, because a lot of people there, honestly, and this is no hate to old folks, but a lot of people there are retirees, so they're not really connected to how the market affects regular people. But go in there, change the Democratic Party from within. We've been seeing a lot of chatter, even from more established Democrats, about the need to embrace populism, working class populism, look to the left, move away from this sort of like neoliberalism of the Clinton era, and trying to be Republican light. And I think that's the key, because and trying to have a narrative that says, you know what, yeah, we are actually for workers, and the other guys are bought out by the oligarchs and they're proud of it. Which they are.
Yeah, they've been lost in the sauce, and people no longer are able to look at them without having a bit of hatred in their heart.
Yep.
Do you think that? What's it called? Sorry, language. I swear.
No problem.
Going forward, do you think that the reason the Democratic Party lost this election has to do with their almost like a repudiation of their voting base, going hard into immigration, essentially telling Hispanics, we don't need you, going hard into the Israel Gaza war, telling Muslims, we don't need you, only to get 1% less of the Republican vote than Joe Biden.
Yep. I gotta say, you listen to like the recent Pod Save America thing where they had like Kamala's team or members of her members of her staff, and that was embarrassing. Sorry.
The fact that they had an old campaign who didn't know anything of what was going to happen the next day, just thrown in their face that they're running Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone, especially me personally, at that very moment, I screamed yes and then screamed no like 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. So it goes back to that Chuck Schumer quote from a while back saying, like, for every, like, person that we lose in the rural area or whatever, or working class person, I don't remember exactly his quote, we're going to gain 2 more people in the suburbs. And that's just not true. That's just not true. And it was so interesting in that Positive America thing with the Kamala people. And the lady was like, while the rest of the country did shift towards the Republicans, actually in the suburbs, we actually only shifted 1% towards the Republicans. And it's like, that's not the win you think it is, lady. I'm going to be honest with you. And look, like you said, Democrats have abandoned the immigration issue. Mainly because, honestly, and maybe there's going to be some Democrats that don't want to admit this, and there's definitely going to be a lot of Republicans that don't want to admit this, Joe Biden is not some liberal on the border, okay? He continued a lot of the Donald Trump policies. He did a hell of a lot of deportations just like Obama did, okay? He's just not saying literally blow up every undocumented immigrant you see, but he still is doing hella deportations, the highest ever. And Democrats suddenly did not want to defend our immigrant community. And like you said, with Gaza, it honestly, what makes Gaza so significant is, yes, there is a good Muslim population, a good amount of Muslims in Michigan, right? And we saw like Dearborn They voted for Republicans over voting for Kamala to essentially punish Biden, really. Meanwhile, the Democrat nominee for the Senate actually won Dearborn easily, right?
Something that happened across the state, across multiple states, was similar to that, where Democrats won, where they lost the presidency in droves.
Yeah.
It definitely has to do with an unpopular mainstream establishment. The people at the very top are so, like, they're inhuman almost. And I
mean, there's a reason Dan Osborne did so well as an independent in a red state. Because honestly, the Democratic brand is toxic, and I don't really have an answer in the short term how we suddenly make being a Democrat cool. Honestly, well, you know, being a Republican isn't cool. But there are people that like Donald Trump and think he's cool.
It's easier to say, I am a Republican, but I hate Mitch McDonald, than it is to be like, I am a Democrat, but I hate Chuck Schumer, because no one's going to relegate their anger to Chuck Schumer when they could just look at Mitch McConnell, and that gives the people like Chuck Schumer an out, where they can feel like, oh man, we tried our best, we couldn't get it done, and that's why Biden only got 20% of his Build Back Better plan, and people are like, oh, why is the country failing? Why is nothing going towards a good trajectory when we didn't even try and put a full-blown comprehensive plan in play?
Yes, and you know, honestly, even on Gaza, I feel like Gaza didn't even just affect the Muslim population in Michigan. Gaza affected young people across the nation.
All across the nation.
Yep, and we saw a decrease in Democratic turnout. The Democratic Party was not excited.
My 2 cents on what caused us to lose is 100% the press turnout. Young people. There's I think with Hispanics, definitely was the Gaza issue, because a lot of Hispanics are very, very prone to understanding injustices, as are many of the younger base in the Democratic Party. So they were essentially told, hey, vote for us or Trump's going to do worse. And people just said, I'm not going to vote.
And that's not a convincing message, you know. There was a reason why, you know, it's interesting. I was talking to some Democrats, right? And this guy that I was talking to was way more establishment-minded. And I talked about the importance of embracing left-wing working-class populism if we want to win back certain groups like Hispanics. And they were like, no, Hispanics don't want that. They were essentially putting all Hispanics into a monolith with, say, Cubans or Venezuelans.
Just like all Hispanic Cubans, they hate communism.
So they were putting all the Hispanics in a monolith. And meanwhile, I was saying, look at the Democratic primary. Look at Nevada, look at California, and look at Texas. Who was winning with Hispanics? The self-proclaimed Democratic Socialists. Now, when you have that not just in one state but multiple states, we can assume there was something Bernie was doing to win those communities over. And one of the factors at play is the Hispanic community is a very working class community. Of course, there's rich Hispanics, but in America, if you're Hispanic, you're more likely to be working class. And you know, you look at South America, there's a lot of left-wing progressive people winning. Claudia Sheinbaum just succeeded AMLO in Mexico. Lula made the comeback in Brazil. In Uruguay, I mean, there was just a lefty that just won there too. And I have a lot of Democratic insiders telling me, they say, Hispanic, man, they're just a bit more misogynist, there's the machismo, there's the this, and they don't want working class populism. And it's like, well,
there's no machismo, but
and but embracing, like, talking about the actual things related to the wallet, that's the move forward. And also pointing out the enemy is the rich, not your fucking neighbors, you know?
True. I mean, I feel like at least us in like on the left wing side of things get much more muddled in the infighting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Going forward, I think the best way to try and diminish this level of infighting, I completely lost my train of thought.
I see where you're going. There's a lot of infighting and pretty much unproductive activity within the left, right?
I was going to say that there is almost no strategical way that left-wing politicians, or like more left-wing than like the establishment Democrats, have when they go into primarying against these
the more establishment folks,
essentially.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to finish off because my phone's about to die and I want to go smoke a cigarette.
No problem.
Essentially, that we need to start playing maybe a little bit dirtier in our primary systems. Like we have to. I know a common strategy that is employed by the Democratic establishment is that they will essentially. This is going to be conspiracy sounding. Pay people to essentially run ideologically similar campaigns to their main opponents.
Interesting, right? Interesting. Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that.
To split votes, essentially just like psyoping, essentially.
Yeah.
All I was going to say is we got to start doing the opposite and run Chuck Schumers against every single liberal Democrat while we have like a young Bernie Sanders going forward.
Yes, yeah. No,
we get 35% win.
Whether we do that or whether whatever we do, I think the most important thing is having some young progressives challenge these establishment Democrats, and they can be all progressives too. They just need to be progressive and point out things like corruption, point out things like look, I'm not gonna be bought.
I think also we should start running people in right-wing uncontested races throughout the country.
That's what Bernie's talking about. I think Bernie's saying we need independence in those areas.
I don't even think we need. Well, we can have independence, but they should have the Democratic machine at least paying them through. But
at least behind the scenes, right?
Yeah. Because there's no winning strategy in not running at all, and not running anyone at all because you want an establishment nerd to come in and do exactly the same thing as their Republican counterpart was.
Yeah. No, 100% agree.
That's the way we take over the House, in my opinion. But
yeah.
Definitely
agree. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Real quick before I go into the next caller, I think that conversation was pretty sick because it's talking specifically about what to do next. It's not just talking about Donald Trump. And if you're a Democrat or left-leaning person watching this stream, get involved in your party, run for local office. One of the things the Democratic Party needs is to expand the talent pool. You get what I'm saying? Expand the talent pool. And it can't just be a bunch of lawyers. It can't just be a bunch of finance guys. It needs to be regular workers, teachers, factory workers. It doesn't even just have to be the people of those jobs. You could work at a grocery store. You could work at a restaurant. And you know what? You're just as qualified to run for office as any motherfucker within a suit. Billy the Kid says, thank you for taking my call. Thank you for watching, Billy. Folks, if you're liking the stream, feel free to subscribe. Billy, if you like my content, if you like what I have to say, you can subscribe too, man. Keep watching the streams. I need more glazers in chat, man. I got a lot of conservatives. All right. 440 area code. You're on the line. What's on your mind?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm calling in, so I want to talk about Kamala Harris's and Joe Biden's failed border policy.
Okay. I actually agree. I'm not fully aligned with their policy. I think they're too right-wing.
Yeah, so Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, the problem with their, policies is, the problem with we got illegal immigrants coming in and we got illegals coming in and they're competing with the resources of the government and the people that live in that area. So do you agree?
So I would say this. I think the potential undocumented folks are not so much the competition that American citizens are facing, and definitely not the cause of high prices. Under Joe Biden, we did see record deportations, continuing a lot of the Trump policies. I'm looking at the dates from he came in 2021, and he was continuing these deportations at extremely high rates. And looking at this year when it comes to border crossings are down. But going back to the point about undocumented immigrants, they're not your competitors, really. 80% of undocumented folks have been here for 10 years, and a lot of them are working in jobs where most Americans don't want to go. Farm work, construction, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think we are in agreement, though, that we should have less illegal immigration, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, but the thing is that Donald Trump's tariffs, they're threatening, like, Mexico stop the illegal immigration, and do you think that they're going to do that?
Well, I saw the threat of the tariffs, right? The thing is, Mexico already has a lot of policies in place where they are, on one hand, helping out America's immigration enforcement, and two, they are, especially with AMLO and especially with Claudia Sheinbaum, they're improving conditions in Mexico, they're improving quality of life, and things like that will actually lead to less people immigrating from Mexico to America. They actually didn't really make any policy changes. I'm assuming you saw that Donald Trump was kind of doing a victory lap after his phone call with Claudia Sheinbaum, and she pretty much just reiterated what the government is currently doing, and then he's now pretending like he did something to change that. I think if America wants to be serious about less illegal immigration, we have to do a real big overhaul of our immigration system. We shouldn't have people, waiting multiple decades to become American citizens. And especially the people, like the 80% of undocumented folks that have been here for over a decade, those are the people that have been contributing to America in such a way, and they've been getting so little out of it besides, a job, and they should have a job with labor protections, in my view. So I think we can make immigration a faster, more efficient process. We should be putting money into that, and we probably shouldn't be wasting it, in my view, on a mass deportation plan.
So what about out of the, would you say, 25 million illegal immigrants coming into the U.S., like undocumented, would you say that at least 1 million of them have been, like, involved in, like, drug crimes, everything like that, like, related in that area? Why are we bringing that
There's currently a total of 11 million undocumented immigrants in America. I'm assuming some of those people might be criminals, sure, potentially. Not necessarily the 80% or so that have been living here and working. But the people that have done crimes that would be genuinely a danger in society, they should be deported. And the way you find out their background is by hiring people to make the whole background check process faster. And I honestly think my real view of it should be done. A lot of people say, like, there's a line, get in the line, right? There's not necessarily a real physical line, but I would genuinely like to see real physical lines, people waiting to cross, people going to this person that's going to do the background checks, providing certain documents, providing certain things about their background, and then seeing, okay, this person has no criminal record, and hey, maybe if they do, okay, they have a criminal record for a speeding ticket, but they still have pretty much no other infraction, they've been a productive member in their own country, so they'll be a productive member here. We used to have a system where people would come through Ellis Island, and the only times they would get rejected were if they were sick in that moment. Now, I'm not saying we need to be that loose on our restrictions, but I do think we can once again kind of have a system that's a lot more friendly to people that are really interested in just working and improving their life.
So, as Vice President, Kamala Harris said that she focused on addressing the root causes of migration.
Yes.
From the southern border. I don't think there was any root, like, she didn't really deport.
You're not happy with her work, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, I would say this. You actually have it right. There's a lot of people I talk to that aren't aware what her responsibilities were as quote-unquote border czar, because border czar is not really a official position. It's just sort of a ceremonial title, right? But yeah, she was tasked with trying to deal with the root causes of immigration, why people are leaving Central America and coming here. But as vice president, she really had big limitations on what she could do. She could do as much gatherings of leaders of Central American countries as she wanted, saying like, hey, there's this way to improve business. If you improve business, you create jobs, you improve quality of life, you do this, you do that. But she did not have like legislative action in her disposal. It's not like she could suddenly do like a New Deal for Central America. And I have talked a lot to conservatives where I'm saying, like, you know, I agree we should deal with the root causes. If we improve conditions over there, then they would not come here or have less reason. But many conservatives I've talked to don't actually even want to invest anything in South America or Central America because they say it needs to come here and here only. They don't want to do any foreign aid. But Kamala had no power either way. She had no ability to get that money to there. She had no program to deal with the root causes. And I'm not saying that there aren't flaws with the Biden and Harris administration's immigration policy. Again, I think they did not reform it. They did not make it more efficient. They just essentially did what Obama and Trump did, where they were just like, let's just do more deportations, you know? Mm-hmm. And that doesn't deal with the causes. Like, you can kick them out, but then they'll come back at some point. So, yeah, that's a big problem.
Okay, so, yeah, I agree with you. So I would kind of like to shift the focus here.
Yeah.
I also want to say that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have probably diminished our reputation as a country because of his we're not in any war currently, but the chaos that's going on with obviously Russia, Ukraine,
Israel, Palestine,
Middle East.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's an interesting question. America's reputation in the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. So Biden, they've strained our alliances, and now we've, you know, as you probably already know, Russia has escalated the war in Ukraine, and we're not really on good terms with Russia. So why do you think that happened with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden?
This is my perspective on... I'll first touch on America's reputation around the world. I think... I mean, we literally saw the clip when Donald Trump was president. He was speaking at the United Nations where there were world leaders around him and they laughed at him, right? Like, Donald Trump was not necessarily taken seriously. Some big, I guess, diplomatic moves he tried to do was he met with Kim Jong-un. Ultimately, no policy change really came from that. It was just more of a symbolic meeting. But you know what? I'd rather a symbolic meeting than no meeting. But ultimately, when it came to foreign policy, he did just kind of let places like Saudi Arabia do their genocide in Yemen. There was a cholera outbreak of 2 million people. He was given a chance to stop selling them weapons by Bernie Sanders and Mike Lee, a Republican, where a bill was passed through both houses of Congress, got to his desk to stop the sale of weapons to Saudi Arabia, and he vetoed it, right? But it came to our Western alliances and our Eastern alliance, Japan and China. He wasn't necessarily good on sort of keeping everybody together. He caused a lot of disruption in NATO. He caused a lot of disruption with Japan and Korea. He didn't really do much to keep us together. I mean, he's openly said that if, for example, if a certain country in NATO does not meet the requirements, I agree that there should be punishments, but he was saying he would let Russia invade him, or Russia should invade him. I'm not a big fan of that. When it comes to Biden's approach to foreign policy, I disagree with his constant support for Israel. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of that. I think what's happening in Gaza is a slaughter, and he has tarnished his legacy completely by being essentially their strongest soldier. And but I will say this. I gave him credit for pretty much ending the drone war, which is good. You know, the pullout of Afghanistan was messy, but it's my view that no matter who the president was, no matter what the year was, the pullout of Afghanistan would be messy. And we set up a paper government since the Bush years, and they had 20 years to sort of find foundation, and they didn't. But I will say at least that war is done, and no more American soldiers are going to be dead in Afghanistan. When it comes to Ukraine, I would say Biden actually... You know, some people like to say, like, oh, was Biden even awake during this? Is Biden being a puppet? No matter who is in charge, I'm just going to say Biden, right? Because Biden's the president. Biden was actually really good at keeping NATO together. He expanded NATO. NATO kind of came together to support Ukraine. And a war that was supposed to be over in 3 days because Russia was supposed to just essentially blitzkrieg them. You know, they had a whole line of soldiers and equipment heading straight to Kyiv, I believe, from Belarus. That war that was supposed to be 3 days has now been, 3 years? And that's because America has sort of said, look, we're not going to let this invasion occur. You can't just do land grabs This isn't the 1800s anymore. This isn't the 1910s. This isn't the 1930s. You can't just do these invasions, and we're not going to appease Russia, essentially, by letting them just get Ukraine, and hopefully nothing happens after that. You know, they've been firm. And NATO is, as a result, stronger now than it was before. And Russia's struggling. But Russia ultimately is the aggressor in the war, and they have the ability to say, we don't want war anymore. We're going to stop. Donald Trump has said he's going to end the wars in 24 hours with like Russia and Ukraine. I don't believe that, and I am curious what his approach to Russia and Ukraine will be, considering that he's also, you know, he's put people in his cabinet that are a bit more hawks on foreign policy and would not be super eager to just give up that war. So I honestly can see the war in Ukraine continuing, and I definitely see the war in Gaza. He wants Israel to be more unleashed on people in Gaza. So yeah, as for reputations, at least, sure, it's not fun to have like this old dude that's like barely a sentient representing us as a country. But when it comes to the policies that were done foreign policy wise, we did see an end to the war in Afghanistan. We did see essentially an end to the drone war. We saw NATO stand strong against Russian aggression. And unfortunately, we also saw what was happening in Israel, which, by the way, I think us constantly supporting Israel hurts our case in Ukraine. It makes us hypocrites. But nonetheless, case by case, I think a war of defense in Ukraine is much more justified than the war of aggression in Israel. But yeah, I mean, anywhere you disagree?
Well, the problem I see is, why are we getting threatened from, you know, North Korea and the BRICS alliance with like China, Russia, North Korea? Don't you just find it a little scary that that we're getting, like, you know, threatened from Kim Jong-un and now there's North Korean soldiers in Russia?
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary thing that essentially Russia and North Korea particularly have turned up the heat with the war. But I mean, Russia right now is facing tremendous economic struggles. They are now, you know, what's funny is they have a very low unemployment rate right now, but that's not necessarily good for them, because they have essentially turned into completely dependent on their military industrial complex, and now they are struggling to find workers. So both Russia and the United States have done wars where they couldn't sustain it, and they had to pull out, right? So in America, we invaded Iraq and Afghanistan. At some point after 2 decades, we pulled out of Afghanistan. Russia invaded Afghanistan, and after a certain amount of time, they had to pull out. And now you have Russia invading Ukraine, and they've been stuck at the front line, essentially, for 3 years. At some point, in my view, they can't really continue forever. They can threaten, and they've made a lot of threats, but they really haven't acted on it. There's a lot of bluffs. North Korea's capabilities right now, they can't really threaten the mainland U.S. They're sending their troops to help Russia. We'll see what happens there. But ultimately, at least we can say that NATO is stronger now. And when it comes to what Donald Trump's potentially going to do to sort of change things up foreign policy-wise, I don't know what's actually going to happen in Russia and Ukraine with Donald Trump. Because, you know, I think Donald Trump does have a favorable view of Putin. He likes the guy. Maybe he might personally be like, I don't care about the war, go ahead, take Ukraine, I don't give a fuck. But he is now putting people in his cabinet that probably will not share that position. He does definitely, on a genuine level, support Israel and Saudi Arabia, and that's not really great in my view. I think there is a real threat of escalation with Israel and Iran, and considering Donald Trump's history with Israel, he essentially let Sheldon Adelson write his Israel foreign policy. He kicked the Palestinians out of the conversation when he moved the embassy to Jerusalem. He gave the Golan Heights, which is Syrian territory, to Israel. And now Sheldon Adelson's widow gave Donald Trump $100 million and wants the West Bank, the other part of Palestine, not Gaza, but the bigger and not run by Hamas part of Palestine. She wants the whole West Bank annexed by Israel. So I think the aggression is going to only intensify in Israel. And honestly, I think with Netanyahu, what scares me is this. Netanyahu is now a war criminal. He's wanted by the International Criminal Court. He has corruption cases. He's not exactly in the best position the moment the war ends, if the war ends. So he might be more inclined to just continue fighting no matter what, because that extends his political career. It's not just Gaza. Okay, we're going to annex the West Bank. Okay, West Bank's done. We're going to go ahead and go after Lebanon. Okay, our nearest neighbors, we kind of fucked over. We're going to go ahead and now go after Iran. And if they go to war with Iran, the biggest concern to me is if we have American troops supporting them. And Iran is going to make Iraq look like, a kid's game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'm concerned about that.
Well, yeah. I appreciate you. I got to run, though, so thank you
Me
very
too.
much.
I think you were, real quick, before you go, I appreciate you were really civil. It's clear you disagree with me in some things, but you were polite, and we had a good conversation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, see you, man. Thanks. Bye. Bye.
You see that, folks? There are so many examples of nice conversations you can have with the Republicans, with whoever, and it can be done. You guys just have to respect each other. Now, there are some people that like to come on the stream, they call in, and they're very upset by the fact that, I don't know, how dare you interrupt me? But I just match the energy of the caller. And if the caller's energy is polite, then I'm going to be polite back. Simple as that. It's like a mathematic equation. If 2 plus 2 is put in front of you, it's going to equal 4. Steve says you blatantly lie. What lie? Tell me the lie, Steve. Tell me the lie. You repeat propaganda. Tell me the propaganda. Tell me the lie. Even more problematic was the fact that the contribution was given as Bondi's office was deciding whether to take legal action over Trump University. Whoa. You repeat propaganda is leading to World War III. Tell me what propaganda. Tell me the lie. Because as far as I know, I'm trying to be conscious to make sure I don't be saying some lies, saying some bullshit. I'm sticking with the facts. I like you, Signal Corps. You're just spamming stuff, but it's very funny. American Republican Army is coming back undefeated. Y'all lost in 2020, and y'all lost in 2012, and y'all lost in 2008. Steve says you haven't reached the conclusion intelligence Americans have reached. Steve, I don't know what qualifies you as an intelligent American, but you're not actually saying what I lied about. Russia should be left alone. Yes, okay. Russia can just be left to invade every other country. Steve, people like you would be out here if this was a stream in 1939 saying, "Leave Germany alone. They're just trying to get back the German-speaking territories. They're just trying to reunify their people." The blood and soil, guys. Blood and soil. Listen, appeasement doesn't work. Appeasement doesn't work. Signal Corp says self-deport. Self-deport to where, motherfucker? I was born in America. What you mean? What you mean, brother? Chris Ross says NATO isn't attacking anybody. Yeah, NATO is not attacking anybody. We're defending. Wars of defense, when it just comes to just wars in general, is practically the only justifiable war. Steve says, you are not our brother. Steve, when the 1% raises taxes on 95% of Americans, my taxes are going to go up and your taxes are going to go up. When tax policy is written to exclusively benefit them, that affects all of us, brother. You and me are one and the same. Cam Research says the United States imports iron ore for a number of reasons, including domestic reserves. The United States has been running low on high-grade iron ore reserves. Interesting. Steve says NATO has instigated and continues to instigate. You know, Steve, who invaded? Who invaded? Tell me who invaded. Wasn't NATO. No NATO country is actually an official belligerent in that war. Okay, Steve says NATO invaded. NATO into Ukraine. So NATO invaded Ukraine, and that caused Russia to then invade Ukraine. That's an interesting chain of events. Lynn says, Mexico was upset because we were leaving refugees in their country for as long as 3 years. In 2018, VI Supervision signed a contract with the federal government, Trump, to provide GPS cell phones. Interesting. Arkham says, totally trustworthy. Steve says, in 2014, it's facts, stupid. So in 2014, there was the Euromaidan. There was a legislation that passed the legislature, I'm assuming, to move more towards the West, maybe join the EU, maybe join NATO, one of those things. It's been a while since I read up on it. And it didn't pass through the president, and then the people protested, and then the pro-Russian president moved to Russia. And then a new guy came in, I'm forgetting his name. He looked sad in like every photo. Sad-looking gentleman became president of Ukraine, pro-West. In 2019, there was then an election where Sad Man ran for office again, ran for re-election, and Sad Man went against a comedian named Zelensky, and Zelensky won. Zelensky, the opposition, won. So, if we did a coup in 2014, why did the leader of our coup then get ousted? But then you have Mr. Zelensky in charge now, is also against the Russian invasion. You would think that if there was a genuine coup and then the leader got ousted, maybe the Ukrainians would then be welcoming the Russians with open arms, saying, thank you for saving us from our Western coup. Steve says, you just repeat propaganda, no thoughts at all. Steve, I think you're projecting a little bit, my friend. You are projecting just a little bit. No critical thought at all. Speak for yourself, my friend. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, brother. Cam says, Disability Education Act supports the education of students with disabilities in local schools. Every state receives funds through Title I of Elementary and Secondary Education Act. Chris Ruth says, a propagandist accusing people of propaganda. So true. I mean, Steve is actually pushing the Russian propaganda line. Like, that is a fact. Like if you go onto Russian state media, they are saying exactly what Steve is saying. So Steve might be named Ivan, Trax. You might be right. The ethnic Russian demographic that resides in Ukraine, it's facts. You know, if we were to justify invading other countries because ethnic groups exist in them, Germany would be justified in every single thing they were invading early before they invaded Poland. When they took over Austria, when they took over Czechoslovakia, because there was Germans living in that territory. When they invaded Poland, there was parts of Poland that used to be German territory, so there were ethnic Germans. But you know, personally, I don't think that Hitler was justified. I think Hitler was wrong, actually. And folks, I'm actually seeing some pretty nice people in chat being quite supportive. Y'all should subscribe if you all haven't yet. Subscribe because more streams like this is coming. And you know, when you do streams like this, you attract a lot of haters. I need some glazing. And also, by the way, there is a donation link in the description of this video in case anybody's curious. But thank you all for watching, including you, Steve. Including Steve. Russian says a war, we say opposite side, game on. Yeah. Look, if the Russians... Well, I'm not going to say the Russian people want war. If the Russian government does not want war, then simply do not invade other countries. Right? Right. That can be agreed on. In the same way, you know, if America doesn't want war, we should not be invading other countries. If Saudi Arabia doesn't want war, they should not be invading other countries. If Israel doesn't want war, they should not be invading Gaza. Lolly says it was literally nothing you can do about it. You can't do anything. All I can do is sit back and see what happens. I'm not worried about at all. That's an interesting perspective. Steve says soulless eyes. It's an interesting criticism. Not very not much of an argument, though. Steve says, then why does NATO and America do it? Your logic is smooth, brain. You know, I've criticized America and NATO's military action throughout this whole stream if you were paying attention. You can do both. You can criticize Russia and you can criticize America, in case you didn't know. Crimea, look it up, oil wars. Cam Research says. James says facts. Cam Research says Russian propaganda from Steve. Yep. I love Signal Corp's use of emojis. It's so boomer. You've never respected national security, so either self-deport or don't ask for amnesty. Signal Corps, are you implying that I am not born in America? Because that's a pretty bold claim to make. And that's based on what? That I'm not white? Are you, and I'm going to trigger conservatives when you say this word, they get very sensitive about this word, but are you racist, Signal Corps? Oh, he's race baiting. Oh, why is he bringing up race? Stop. Stop. I'll bring up whatever the hell I want to bring up, boy. Track says more than one thing can be true at once. It's a difficult concept for some. Yes. I agree that we should be critical of America at times when America deserves it. But, Steve doesn't think you can be critical of Russia when they do a literal invasion of another country. Signal Corp says insulting your own intelligence. What's insulting my own intelligence? Cam Research says, did Trump respect national security with classified documents in his bathroom? That's true. That's a pretty bad thing for national security, especially when you have people all the time coming in and out of Mar-a-Lago. Pretty dangerous stuff. Maybe Donald Trump should self-deport. Arkham says, nah, he was born in America, but the chances are he's streaming from the basement of his mama's Section 8 housing. If I got everything handed to me through Dems, I'd support them too. Arkham raised, number one, I don't live in Section 8, and number two, do you just look down on people that live in more affordable housing? And if you look down on regular working people, then I think you should go fuck yourself, honestly. And we all benefit from the government, my friend. We all use the roads, we all use the highways, we all benefit from national security, we all benefit from the military. Chris Ruth says, Section 8 has basements. You know, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Signal Corp says, BS will get you prizes. Trophy emoji. I'm going to say every single emoji Signal Corp uses because it's very funny. Signal Corp, the prize is you. I mean that genuinely. You watching, but it's more watch hours to my stream. So the prize is genuinely you. And when I get the 4,000 watch hours, then I get monetized. So thank you for your service, Signal Corps. Or Corpse, or however you say it. Thank you for your service. You're making a great impact to this channel. I suppose Steve has left. Rest in peace, Steve. Ivan says, oh, didn't know you get watch hours from live streams. You do, and it's actually really impactful because these live streams, they make much more watch hours than regular videos. Now, I'm still going to make regular videos. I've got ideas and things in the work, but these live streams are actually probably the most productive use of my time when it comes to content creation. Signal Corp says, I'm definitely driving you. Not the crying laughing emoji that's typical, but the crying laughing emoji leaning towards the side. That's actually considerably, honestly, more boomer than this typical crying laughing emoji. Chris says P is silent. Yes, the propagandist is silent, the Steve fellow. Ivan says, interesting, never knew that. Yep. It's a pretty neat thing. It's actually really, really neat. But you know, with the stream slowing down a bit, I think I'm going to turn off the calls for now. And maybe we could do something interesting. Maybe, folks. Maybe I could play a game. I'll still have the chat open on my phone. Also, I got some voice calls. I'm curious what some of these voice calls are. Let's go ahead and listen to some of these voice calls. This was 3 minutes long, this person said. These voice messages, that's what I meant to say. Voicemails. You're allowed to just chatter. This is a whole 3 minute long thing here. I don't know what was happening. Okay, let's go move on to another person. This person says something about building a wall.
Hello. Build a wall. Make the immigrants leave. If they don't leave, we gonna shoot them, brother. Trump is king, brother.
Ah, yes. So this is the right-wing message. Shoot immigrants. What a compelling, sane, and normal message. This is another 3-minute message. I don't know what's happening there. This person says hello. It's just a 3-minute message. And then there's a lot of transcripts not available. Oh, whoa. This person, Sunoco is what they say. Are they calling from a gas station? Whoa. Someone calling at work. They left a long message, so let's listen to this.
So right now, I'm watching your video, and you're saying that, oh, it's going to benefit the 1%, right? But you sound like more as a Democrat, I don't know, and I'm going to tell you the truth, you know? You're only looking on that part, but you're not looking that I'm observing that there's been
I'm trying to listen for the argument here. He's saying, like, you seem like a Democrat. Yeah?
The Democratic Party, everything went high. The people of Gaza are dying of hunger. No food, no nothing has been given to them. And then you expect that we be worrying a lot around here, but every time that Trump was in power.
Okay, so his main argument is prices went up and Gaza is happening. I've already criticized Joe Biden about Gaza, and prices are down. Inflation is down after the Inflation Reduction Act passed. Wages have surpassed inflation. Donald Trump is promising to make inflation worse. That's just a fact. That's undeniable. So, yes. Okay.
Our bills were low. Okay?
The bills were low under Donald Trump, but it's not because of a policy Donald Trump did. The economy at that time was just stable, but even with your bills being low for this individual, 60% of people lived paycheck to paycheck. I think I remember seeing studies during the Trump era that went up to like about 70%. So, at the end of the day, again, tell me the policy that he's going to do that's actually going to make the bills lower instead of all these different policies that he's promising, like raising tax on 95% of people, like doing tariffs, which are going to be an additional new cost. Essentially, think of like a $3,000 to $4,000 new tax. Tariffs on things like oil, which are going to make gas prices higher. Jason says energy. I guess Donald Trump is going to produce more energy. That would be an interesting point if we were not already producing more barrels of oil than ever before. Energy production, oil production particularly, has gone up under Biden. The whole drill baby drill narrative is just not based in reality. This notion that we aren't drilling anymore, this notion that we aren't producing anymore, it's not true. It's just not true. So continuing with this voicemail.
Bills were low and we had money to save. So all that money that we saved...
Again, depends on the person if they have money to save, but Biden and Donald Trump did not fix the fundamental problems of neoliberal economics. Jason says, it's not that it's just a speculation. I was hoping for Kamala because future markets... Yeah. I was hoping for Kamala too. I think that ultimately with Kamala you would have had more stable economic... a much more stable economic situation. You know, you would have continued seeing the recovery that we've been seeing after COVID. You would have seen potentially new policies that are in the zone of like building new housing, making housing supply meet demand, and so on and so forth. And you would have seen at least the continuation of, you would have seen the continuation of the investments into the construction and manufacturing, which would have seen a boom. Now, that could continue under Trump, continue from the Biden era under Trump, and Donald Trump could take the credit for the new jobs. The thing is, I'm worried that it might not, because now Donald Trump is talking about doing tariffs, which are going to make even building things more expensive, because raw materials itself will become more expensive. So suddenly, when you're one of these people that's putting your money into building factories, then it's suddenly a more expensive thing. You're going to have to put more money if you're willing to, but then maybe you might not be. Maybe you pull out. And then you have Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, talking about getting rid of the CHIPS Act, which provided $50 billion in manufacturing investment. We have a $250 billion being invested into manufacturing construction. If you want to take $50 billion out, that's a hell of a lot. Jason J says, no, the peasants don't know how money works. Lose, I win. Construction, they don't have people. I don't know exactly your point you're making there, Jason. Cam Research says inflation was worldwide. Ivan says inflation introduces himself as Mr. Worldwide. Chris Ruth says he's not even in office yet, and pharmaceuticals have taken a loss after RFK's nomination. Signal Corp says, if you want to come to our country, you got to respect our national security or self-deport. I love the cross emoji there with the whole anti-immigration sentiment, because it's like one of the most un-Christian positions you could have, is being xenophobic and being anti-immigrant. It's honestly disgusting. And as a Christian, you disappoint me, Signal Corp, as from my Christian perspective. I agree we should have less illegal immigrants. The way we actually have less illegal immigrants is by making the immigration process more efficient and making it so that people don't have to wait a decade to become an immigrant. Simple as that. Then there would be less illegal immigrants, but unfortunately a lot of conservatives are just not serious about dealing with the immigration issue. Signal Corp says, I'm definitely not anti-immigrant. Yeah, dummy. You have been telling an American citizen to self-deport this entire fucking stream. Lynn says, if we sent food to Gaza, Republicans would freak out. When a new president takes over, prices are always cheaper than the previous president. Yeah, no, I mean, Republicans aren't going to send aid to Gaza, that's for sure. They're going to let Israel, they're going to send more bombs to Israel. And, funny thing is, if we sent aid to Gaza, most likely Israel would be blocking the trucks. 83% of all food aid has been blocked going into Gaza. So, yeah, there's mass starvation, and it's an unfortunate thing, and I think under Trump it's actually going to get worse. Yesterday I had a debate with this guy who came into the chat, asked me, are you Christian? And I say, yes, I'm Christian. And he's like, oh, well, how can you support Kamala when there's abortion? And I'm like, well, Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did that, Donald Trump did this. I was mainly talking about foreign policy, all the people that he ended up being responsible for killing. And he came onto the stream, he did a call, and it was... He pretty much justified every single murder that Donald Trump had a part in, increasing drone strikes 435%, supporting the Saudis' genocide in Yemen, supporting Israel's genocide in Israel, or in Gaza. And this guy was like, no, I don't care. It's Muslims getting bombed. Why aren't you concerned about Christian babies? I'm like, bro, come on. As a Christian, we need better people representing our religion, honestly. These people that are like, turn away the immigrants. Pfft, insane. Signal Corp says, you're definitely not respectful of national security. Star emoji. Why are you fucking sending the star emoji, dog? What does the star emoji particularly have to do with fucking national security? That's my genuine question. So please self-deport. I'm not. I was born here and I actually want to help my fucking country. You don't do anything for your country. Billy the Kid says, look at your Last Supper and say, I support starving children. Cam Research says, Jesus would be in a detention camp before you say bless you. Before you could say bless you. Yeah, I don't think that these anti-brown folks, essentially, they're anti-brown people, I don't think they would be friendly to a person from the Middle East. Billy the Kid says, at Signal Corps. Chris Ruth says, at Signal Corps, where does an American citizen self-deport to? Yeah. Billy the Kid says, honestly, I'm debating going to a Quaker church. Anti-Brown, exactly. Lynn says, Biden and Harris were investing into the middle class and having to go up. Tariffs caused the Great Depression. Tariffs did play a role in the Great Depression. That's true. And you know what? I'm going to give some credit to Biden. You know, I have criticisms, particularly in Israel, but I'm going to give credit to him. He oversaw an economic recovery, the best economic recovery in the developed world, in the G7, among our rich and wealthy contemporaries across the world, and he doesn't get any credit for it. Part of that is his fault for not being able to market it. Part of that is the media's fault for refusing to talk about anything besides Donald Trump talking about Arnold Palmer's dick or something like that, and they didn't give Biden his flowers for his achievements. But ultimately, I put a lot more blame on the Democrats, though, because you can't expect the media to be your friends. You have to market things yourself. You have to make a show. And Donald Trump, for all his flaws, makes a show out of everything. Biden really doesn't do it much. And he couldn't get this narrative that he was part of the solution across to the American people, so they just think he's the problem. Cam says, what is Trump's concept of a healthcare policy? You know, probably kick 30, 40, 50 million people off their health insurance. You know, get rid of the Affordable Health Care Act. Make sure that people that are on their parents' plan till age 26 actually change that requirement to age 18. So you kick out a bunch of the youth from healthcare, from their parents' healthcare plan. And privatize everything more, probably. You know, probably privatize Medicare, Medicaid. You know, maybe even look into Social Security. I think that's Donald Trump's genuine perspective on those issues. For real. For real. Thus, I didn't know we had like a fucking old English poet here. This gentleman says, thus dude thinks Kamala would have been a better choice. Yeah, I would have taken building 3 million new homes over tariffs that are going to cause inflation. Yeah. I would have taken potentially kicking out the war hawks in the Biden administration over, say, making war hawks and neocons in charge of your Department of Defense or your Secretary of State, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, Kamala would have been better. She's not my ideal candidate either way, but politics is just about voting for the better one. Wait, that's crazy. The chat restricted Arab or hate crime. Oh, I didn't put those restrictions. Hold on, let me type that out. Yeah, I don't know. That might be YouTube doing that stuff, and it's definitely not me. I can tell you that. Millions of religion, one God. Ooh, I gotta respond to some Facebook messages before it gets late. Billy the Kid says, I think it was YouTube. Yeah, it was YouTube. I don't have any words that I put in restrictions at the moment. Signal Corp says he's proving his sentiment all along. What am I proving? Terrorists! Terrorists sparkling emojis. What? You know, it's funny. I'm not saying this to be mean or ableist, but talking to people like Signal Corp, and you talk to a lot of conservatives that type like him or act like him, it sometimes feels like talking to a child. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it is just interesting. This guy's just like, terrorist sparkle emoji. He's proving his sentiment all along. What sentiment all along? What did I say that prove I'm a terrorist? Yeah, he's probably just trolling, but, you know, I like him. He's like a pet. He's like a pet, and he's doing flips, backflips, like those little dogs with tiny legs. Billy the Kid says state-mandated lobotomy was the lead in his water. Yeah, he's probably got... This motherfucker probably ate all the lead. He didn't even eat the lead in the water. He just took the fucking pipes and started sucking, man. Signal Corp says, you're definitely not an American. Based on what, brother? Based on what? Tell me what that's based off of. I'm curious. Is my accent foreign? Is my skin the wrong color? Look, I'm a little whiter on the palm here than over here. I'm assuming, just keeping it real, you see that I'm not a white person. You probably don't even know what race I am. But I'm not white. And that's a problem to people like you. Arkham says, policy and your love of other nations. I'm assuming Arkham is saying I'm not an American because of my policy? What, that the 1% should not have the complete domination of our tax code, and there should be affordable housing for Americans, and the starting line should be equal if we are to say we're a meritocracy. That's un-American ideas. Camp Research says I like the Indian headdress. Yeah, true. Signal Corp says trash. Chris Ruth asks Signal Corp, is Obama American? Oh boy, I wonder what his answer will be there. Here. I'm going to keep responding to chat. But I'm also going to be playing a game. And I'll put the game on the screen soon. In just a moment, folks. Just a moment. We gotta get my online rank on Undisputed. It's just a boxing game. We gotta get it a little higher, you know? Hold on. Let me make the game capture thing in OBS. I low-key have to piss a little bit. But we're gonna play a little bit of games first, okay? Got it. There you go. How does this work? Aren't Canadians and Mexicans also Americans? Yeah, technically. North Americans, right? How do I put this in the center? Okay, I think that's center. Alright. That's center, I think. Make it a little bigger. Oh, wait, maybe I can just... Yeah, whatever. This is fine. No way, it doesn't look good on the mobile, actually. I'm just locked in here, folks. One moment. Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Alright, let's check chat. Let me get into online first. Oh crap, didn't mean to do that. I'll go be Muhammad Ali in 1964. He's a little faster than the Muhammad Ali they have by default. Use DLC. Alright. Obviously not a true American without feathers and a bow and arrow, and the migrants must go. Yeah, true. True. Those are the only real Americans, folks. Arkham says, you want to hand all the resources to the government, and they done so well in the past. You know, I do actually like programs like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Those are pretty good programs. I'm a big fan of that. New Deal, also wonderful. Billy the Kid says the best conservative argument is hearing somebody say something and then assuming the most radical application. I believe all children should get school lunch. Oh, so you think all children should be forced to eat a single piece of bread in the fucking bread line, unable to bring food to school? True! You're correct, my friend. That's exactly what conservatives tend to do. No Puerto Ricans are... Arkham says, these policies lead to exactly what you claim to hate. What you say will effectively hand everything to a handful of people who are going to divvy it out equally. Really? Me saying there should be a fairer tax code that puts less of a burden on you and more of a burden on the top 1%? That's bad? I didn't know that's bad. That's new to me. Alright. Some schools get Bibles faster than a meal. Ooh, Joe Frazier. What a matchup. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. I love that. The natural resources of the land should belong to the people. True! How's it too loud? I'm assuming it's not. It should be good. Trying to angle my phone. to make sure I can read the chat easy. There you go. Just, oh, this motherfucker left. Damn. Hold up. I have to piss. So, let me do this, okay? Let me do this. Let me get y'all a song. I'll put it in the background. That's my song for the moment. Here you go. Alright, I gotta pee. Alright, here. Hello. everybody. Good amount of people left. While we're gone. That's what happens when you take pee breaks, folks. Don't pee. No, I'm just kidding. That's horrible advice. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't listen to that. Tell you what. Let me check what's been said on stream while I was gone. Alright. Lynn says I need to clean my free $4,000 solar panels so they actually collect energy later. True. Good luck, Lynn. The person says, I'm changing my tampon. Yeah. Gotta give it to you. One sat down to piss and a spider crawled in his piece. Wow. Are you incapable of understanding the individuality as kind of a core of the American principle? If we all need to leave, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. Not a single thing he said. If everybody is talking about go back where you came from, then we all need to leave. Really, bro, I'm on the elevator right. Really, bro, I'm on an elevator right now. The United States imported a bunch of electricity from Canada and Mexico in 2023. Oil companies should have to purchase oil from us. Natural resources should be owned by land. Some nationalization type shit. Okay, I'm now caught up. Classic conservative move, obsessing over genitalia. True. Conservatives want to do genital checks before every use to the bathroom. That's a fact, guys. That's a fact. Alright. Muhammad Ali, 1964. I've gotten real good at playing Mr. Muhammad Ali. You know, some music in the background would probably be nice, though. Hold on. I could do that. I could do that. But I gotta make sure it's all, like, MIDI stuff, you know? So I don't get in trouble with YouTube. You feel me? Hose for hair is surely not a chudster. True. Definitely not a chud. You know, it's time to reclaim chud. We're all chuds in this community. Every single person that has subscribed to my YouTube channel is a chud. But we're the good ones. We're one of the good ones, folks. This game takes a minute to load in the fights. Shout out to the people on YouTube that just make MIDI covers of songs. Because I'm out here playing what would normally be a copyrighted song, but it's a MIDI cover, so it's fine. Those Harris, there's a reason why Kamala lost. Keep coping. I mean, she lost by 2%. There was a reason why Donald Trump lost in 2020. There's a reason why Mitt Romney lost, and John McCain lost, and John Kerry lost, and Al Gore should have won, but he lost. There's a reason why everybody that runs a campaign and loses, wins and loses. One of those big reasons is that we need to embrace populism. Populism, genuine populism, is the antidote to any fake populist like Donald Trump. Now, host for Harris, I mean, you support a guy that wants to screw you and your family, wants to make you pay more in taxes, wants to do tariffs, is going to make everything more expensive for you. So, you're a fucking chump, dog. That's who you're supporting. Chris Ruth says she lost by 1.5. Definitely not a mandate. 100%. And then you look at some of the swing states like Wisconsin was like in real fucking... It was real close. Definitely not a mandate. But, nonetheless, they do have a majority, so they will have time to fuck shit up. And with their time to fuck shit up, well, at least it gives Democrats a lot to campaign against, right? That's my attitude about it. Positive attitude, you know? Go ahead, Donald Trump. Do the tariffs that he promised he would do. Do it! And we'll see how it goes. Alright, who we got up here? The Independents got that 1.5%. Joe Joyce. Oh, he has a good record. 292 wins, 245 losses. Better record than me. But I'm still going to beat him, because I'm just different. I'm different, man. I'm different. I'm outboxing him. I'm better boxing than him. Bop. Body shot. Being patient. You gotta be patient with these guys. You gotta set something up. Like that. Saw that? Jab to the body, big shot to the head. Little right hook to the head there. Landing some combinations on this dude. Okay, he hit me from a million miles away. I don't know how that happened, but gotta hit him back then. Nice shot to the body, but I land better shots to the body. I think I'm outboxing this dude right now. I think I won this round, so I'm gonna let him come to me. Saw that. I ducked under his shit, boy. Boop, boop, ooh. Bop. 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 Patient with him. Okay, he landed a good shot there. He got me, counted me coming in. No problem. Come on. For every big shot he gets, I get a body shot in there. Even up the count. Nice counter for me. Nice counter again. Good way to end the round. Another counter right there. Jeez! But he's good. He's good. He's not playing around. He's not fucking around, man. Alright. Against that. Right side is we still have a primary in 2028. Yes! We will have a primary. I was using voice to text. That's Google's fault. I said independence. Got you. No, he taunting. He taunting, man. He taunting. He smug a little bit. Nah, he knows I won the last round. He wants to bait me to come in. Don't worry. When someone wants you to do their game, you don't play their game. Play your own game. Force them to do your thing. They'll do the same with you. It's about mental strength. Dancing around him. Keeping my distance. Finding my distance for the best shots. Oh, what the hell? Where'd that come from? Damn! What did the previous... Hold on. I gotta focus on getting up. Priorities here. Priorities here. What did the previous presidents do for the American people? Well, Franklin Roosevelt did a lot of stuff. New Deal. That's fun. A lot of the recent presidents haven't been very great, I would say. Biden could have been better. He did some things that impressed me, but the whole Israel stuff really tarnished his legacy in a big way. You saw how I... Ooh. I'm too smart for this motherfucker. Now, he knocked me down, but he got that flash knockout. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a real knockdown, man. I'm good. Look at me. Loose. In control. Calm. Boom. Landing another shot there. Oh, he trying to be slick with it. He trying to cut off the ring. Hey, I'm in the corner. I'm on the side here, man. You come to me. You come to me. Okay, he got me there. He got me there. All right. Boom, boom. All right. All right. What kind of play League of Legends like a real man? Excuse me. Now, how has Biden been in politics? I like the economic stuff that he's been doing at home. I like the Inflation Reduction Act. I like putting caps on certain medications. I like investing in American manufacturing. I like investing in American infrastructure. Those are all wonderful things. The only issue with me with Biden mainly is the how he's been handling immigration and how he's been handling Gaza. But my issue with his immigration strategy is actually very different than most of the rights. My issue is that he's been too right-wing and has not reformed our immigration system enough to actually make it smart and efficient. And with Israel, I mean, this is his worst trait. He's a massive supporter of everything Israel does. Like, if he has an ideology, his one ideological trait is just support of Israel, and I cannot comprehend for the life of me why anybody would want that. You know, why would you want those blood on your hands? You're an old man. You ain't gonna live very long. You're gonna go to the pearly gates, and you gotta say, well, yeah, I was president during this horrible slaughter of innocent kids, but maybe I'm just too religious for politics, huh? I got too much morals. Ooh, ooh, body shot, down, boy! Let's go. Let's go. Billy says, gonna smoke some spits with my boys. Good stream. Keep up the good fight. Thank you, Billy, for watching. Thank you for watching, man. Knocked him down. I'm patient. Was looking for that moment. Now I won the round. I think he just wants to survive, and that's understandable. Maybe he wants me to go for him. He's looking for a moment to really counter. And yeah, he's finding some good shots here. Hit him when he's leaning back. Gave me an easy power shot. Okay, gave him a shot there. Oh, but I still won that round, though. Jinx says, that part. That part? What part? What the hell, man? Bro. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm gonna knock him down this round. Payback for knocking me down. Boom, boom. What in the... Hell nah. Hell nah. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. Lock in, brother. Lock in. Fuck! Oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good! I'm good, bro, I'm good! Okay, he gotta knock down this round. I gotta be smart. I gotta be patient and smart. Look for my openings. I'll respond to chat in between rounds. But when I'm fighting, I gotta lock in, man. Yeah, this guy got a good record. He ain't no bum. This guy's no bum. But I ain't no bum either. Boom! Boom! Bitch. Boom, boom. Ooh, 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 ooh. Try to roll a bit. Okay, okay, okay. Ooh, somebody bleeding. Oh, he's bleeding. Oh, I gotta go after that eye. Boom, boom. Oh, 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 you want to dance? I can dance too, man. I can dance too, brother. But I dance better. Because I'm pretty when I dance. Alright. What game is this? This game is Undisputed. It's a boxing game. We may have to pay for what happened in Gaza. I would have sent Marines and established martial law, Roger says. Chris says... So can we talk about the cabinet appointments being filled with plague sexual assaulters, Russian assets, or simply wanting to tear down a government like the DOE, FBI, and a Russian asset in the NIH? Yes! Donald Trump's cabinet picks have been the worst people you could think of. Either the most corrupt people, people that don't have the nation's interest at heart, or sexual assaulters, or pedophiles, or warmongers. Like, he is somehow just making the world's biggest nightmare blunt rotation you could think of. And this is a guy who had the richest cabinet in American history in his first term. And he's somehow topping how bad of a cabinet he can form. It's kind of crazy. Bouncing this dude around. Patient, but landing those good shots. They leave an impact in the long term. When you open up, my friend, I got a shot on you. Look at, he tried to put power behind that fucking uppercut. But I fucked it up by landing a shot on him myself. Ooh, power shot there. Come on, brother. Come on, man. The fact that he thought that he could beat me is an insult, and honestly, it's worthy of a knockout. I'm gonna knock this dude out. Best believe it. See those body shots? Even when he's chilling, I'm getting some body shots on him. Oh, nice shot there, man. Big body shot there. There you go. Come on, damn it. What? Where the fuck did that come from, man? Where the fuck did that come from? I'm laying in a pile of his own damn blood. That ain't even mine. I don't bleed like that. Son of a bitch. Who did this son of a bitch think he is? Knocking me down, man. We'll probably end stream at like 7 o'clock or so. For anybody watching. You know, I realize I have TikTok in the name of this stream when I'm suspended from TikTok. Funny. Okay, now he focuses the body a bit. You getting tired? I think you're getting tired, my friend. I'm right here. Ooh. Ooh. Good shot. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on. You ain't got nothing on me, man. You ain't got nothing on me, bruh. Little bro. You had a good start to the round, but I'm gonna take over from here. Ooh, got a good counter on me there. Counter me well. I would have won last round if I didn't get knocked down. That's on me. And that was after I had stunned him too. I was getting a little too eager. A little greedy. There you go. Patience. Breaking him down. Heard him at the end there. Hopefully I won that round. Nobody got the knockdown. 14 folks watching. Feel free to talk in the chat. I'll try to interact with you. I'm down on the scorecard pretty bad. So I'm going to have to win this by knockdown, folks. 2 rounds to do that. I got that. I got this, bro. Okay, that's not ideal. Alright, throw a body shot. Throw a body shot again. Boom, boom, bitch. Look at you. You think I'm just... Ooh. Give me that right hand a little bit too much there. Nice body shot from me. Counter. Open him up a little bit. Don't forget your body shots, Nathan. That's the key. That's the key to breaking in. Breaking down their body. Get them to lower their hands. That's right. That's right. Focus on the body. Okay. Shit. Oi. There you go. Got your back. Oh, okay. He's not stunned anymore. Back up. Back up. You stun me, I stun you, man. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Got me when I was throwing a jab? I don't even think I threw a power shot there. I was just a jab. And he was able to get that little flash knockdown on me. Damn! Got a little we got a little cocky there too, man. Bro standing there like I ain't gonna do shit, but then I didn't do shit, so I proved him right. Son of a bitch. It's a classic. Oh, is he good? Oh, yeah, he's here. Alright, this is the last round. No screwing around here. If there's a time to win by knockout, it's now. There you go. I can't knock him down when he's stunned, bro. He's just out of range. Oh, now he's tired, though. Get this motherfucker's head out of my face, bro. I'm in this fight, bro. As long as I'm standing up, I'll make you earn your win, even if you beat me. There you go. I cannot land this motherfucking... There you go. Knocked him down, bro. A little too late, man. A little too late. Oh, Toontown soundtrack. That's a little random, but thank you very much. Yeah, I lost this fight. It's over. GG's. GG's. He beat me. Fair and square. Damn. At least I got those last rounds, though. Or the last round. Yo, why does my record say 7-5-1, bro? Hello? That ain't true. My record is 91, 78, and now 1. Or one draw. But listen, I can't end on a loss, bro. I cannot end on a loss. That's not allowed, bro. That is not allowed to end on a loss. Are you kidding me? Come on, bro. Cannot end on a loss. Do do do. Otoko wa jibun no sekai ga aru tatoeru nara sora o kakeru hitasuji no nagare boshi na 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 singing in Japanese. I went crazy, son of a bitch. Did y'all know I speak Japanese? I don't, but, you know. I don't speak Japanese. Down, 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 down. Damn, it's taking a while to load, man. Come on, put my ass in. Check Facebook, man. I checked Facebook while I was waiting. How you know you're waiting too long? You know, lush people talking during the gaming portion of a stream is not unheard of. I've been in that position like a million times. I watch my cousin's streams and then he starts playing a game and I start not saying too much. Not necessarily something he's doing wrong, it's just I am lazy. Or no, not lazy. It's a oh fuck, I'm in. It's just you know, when you're on a stream, I feel like it's more fun to talk to a person. Okay, we got Sugar Ray Robinson going southpaw. So this is going to be an interesting player if his preferred method is going southpaw. Okay, he's going back to orthodox. Been playing too much of Muhammad Ali. I gotta make sure my skills is my main man. Fucking Sugar Ray Leonard is sharp. He's very cautious, this guy is. He's cautious and he's looking for that one big counter. Oh, now he's loose. Okay. I like that. Be loose. He's loose. He's loose. Let me show you what it's like when you're loose with me. See them power shots. Sneaking in there. Using that lunging right straight to break to bridge the gap. Nice little left hook. Left hook after the big overhand right. I think I might have won that round there. Don't have to spend too much energy. Okay, he wants that little combination at the end, this fucking cocky son of a bitch. I think I did fine there. Good stamina management as well. After this match, I'll go ahead and end stream. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Sometimes with the folks trying to box you, you gotta suddenly rush in with them when they don't expect it. But then they catch you. Because people coming forward to them is what they expect. But when you're too cautious with them, you know, nobody's throwing a punch. Sometimes. You gotta make them come to you. You gotta get them desperate. And the way you get them desperate is by getting them first. They know then they're losing on points, and then they have to come for you. What the fuck is this song? Is this an ad? Is this a meme or an ad? I can't change it right now. Better be MIDI though. Better be a MIDI remix. Look at that. We're kind of brawling a little bit. The two boxers are brawling now. There you go. Come on. Come on. You gotta win this round, man. You gotta get some points on me. Gotta get some points on me, brother. Okay, you got some points on me there. Not enough, though. Ooh. I think I landed more shots in these final exchanges, so that's what really matters. Got your ass. Wonderful. What is this song? Oh, it is MIDI. This dude just makes MIDIs of everything, huh? Friday! Let's do that. Look at me being loose with this dude. Being loose with him. Showing him I'm on top. It is my ring, man. I'm the king of this place here, man. You come at me, you get hurt like that. Be careful. I can hit you back up. Ooh, okay, nice shot there, nice shot there. Ooh, what an overhand right there. What an overhand right counter. What a power shot there. Oh, motherfucker. That was just the right shot at the right time, that one. We both landed some power shots there. Both a little eager to hurt each other. Down you go. That's right. That's a good shot there. Working the body. Straight right. Left up. Left body shot. What a fucking play there, man. Whew. Back to the corners. Back to the corners. Decent stamina management, 76% in round 4. What? I didn't win the previous round? That's annoying, but at least we're tied. At least on the unofficial scorecard, I didn't win the previous round. But I personally thought I outperformed him. In my view. Okay, now he's outboxing me here. He's being a little smarter. I'll let a little uppercut there. Let him know I ain't fucking around. Now he wants to be loose. Now he wants to be a little playful. No problem. I'm gonna punish you for that. I'm gonna punish you for that. You ain't in a time where you can be playful, my brother. Yeah, he missed, and I got 2 shots on him in the inside. What a play. Body shot. Ooh, nice shot there. Nice shot. Damn! 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 Back up! Back up, Sugar Ray! Let it! Oh! It's okay. It's good. We're good. We're good, bruh. We're good. In moments like this, you just stay calm. See that? Stay calm, land a nice combination. He won that round, but, you know. Does this MIDI gentleman have any Christmas music? Let's see. I'll just search Christmas MIDI. There you go.
The best part about being able to have.
Alright. Back to work. Serious violence here, man. First day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Na, 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 na. Saw that nice little left hook. Backed up. My head's a little hurt, so I don't want to fuck around too much. William says, wow, you still on? Yeah, we're gonna end stream soon. I'm doing a little bit of gaming, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the left side of the screen, if you didn't know. This guy's doing well. He's doing a little too well. I'm losing my flow. But I ain't gonna end on a L, bruh. I'll beat this dude's ass. Go ahead, land them shots. I gotta keep working the body. Boom, 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 boom. William says, I was the vet who called earlier. Nice to see you again, William. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much. Oi! Oi! That was my most mid-round. Oh! Oh! William says, Happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving to you too, sir! I'm probably gonna eat soon. Just gotta get as much of them watch hours as possible. Gotta milk the stream. Trying to get monetized, you know? This dude keeping me waiting out here. All right, lock in. Six out of 8 rounds. Round 6 out of 8. This is the time where I focus in. I'm gonna show them what I'm made of, man. There you go. Boom. I ain't playing, sir. I ain't playing, sir. Okay, this is what we're looking for. Right there. That's what's up. Geez, we streamed for an hour on cannabis legalization news. Yeah. Well, how long has this stream been going? This stream's been going on for, oh, now approaching 3 hours. It's 2:59, so, I mean, we're going to end it soon. I was going to end at 7, but then, these fights take a little longer than They take a good amount of time, so. Okay. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, look, he got a great round last round. Now this is my round, man. This is my round. Emmanuel Augustus, known as, the Drunken Master. I fuck with the Drunken Master, man. He's good. I'm out here fighting like him. Boom. He gave Floyd a real good run for his money when they fought. Hell yeah. Drunken Master's great. 55-56, he's in the lead. But obviously I can make that comeback. We got 2 rounds. 2 rounds is more than enough. Even if I just win on points. Ooh, but he landed a good counter there. Boom. Boom. Okay, I gotta be careful now. My head's hurt. You got this. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Boom, boom. Boom. Block that shot. Oi. Oh. Chill. Nice combination with me. 2 body shots and a headshot right there. Oh! He got his right eyes cut. Oh, really? Oh, damn! Sheesh! That's crazy. Yes, sir. Apply some pressure on the inside there. Oh, no. Oh, damn, he got my ass. Damn. Right at the end, 10 seconds left in that round. Then it goes up to the judges who won that round, I guess. Not based off the knockdown anymore. But I still got that last round, though. Round 8. For all the marbles. He knows it. One shot. Okay. Nice combination from him. Damn! Okay, he survived that. I'm definitely at least winning this round on points, but I need that one knockdown. Just in case, bruh. That one knockdown. I'm hunted for it. He's protecting his head, though. Oi! Gotta be patient. Looking for it. Big shot, I landed on him there. Gotta watch my stamina. Fuck, I don't think I did good enough in this round. Oi! Damn! Damn. Oh, I did not win. Oh my god. Unanimous decision, bro. I was thinking that might go to majority decision, or a draw potentially, or maybe a loss. You know what I'm saying? William, yes, this is online. Oh yes, it was the last 3 rounds. Okay, I'm surprised that I won the 7th round. I wasn't sure if I won that, so I was putting all my bets on this last round. I was like, I gotta win this, but it turns out that on all the judges' scorecards, it seems that I did. Great fight. Thank you so much, William. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And this dude's record was 212 wins, 149 losses, 3 draws. So that's a pretty damn good record for this game, man. It's a positive record, almost by 100 wins, 100 margin, man. That's crazy. But he fought a good fight. Good fight, man. Good fight. But with that in mind, that's a great way to end the stream. Last fight I lost it, but this fight I won. Okay, that's what's up, folks. But I think it's time for me to go eat some food on Thanksgiving. Thank you all for watching. I enjoyed this stream. This stream got good views, over 20,000. What's it at actually? 20,434. That's a solid turnout. The watch hours are going to be good for this one. And it went for 3 hours, so the watch hours are going to be good. We're going to get monetized real soon. Mitch Miller says more cowbell. William says keep posting, stay up. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, William. Mitch says more cowbell. William says more cowbells. More cowbells. Anyway, that's all for now, guys. I'll see you all later.